Visit GoArmy.com and learn about 150 different career opportunities available now. Esports and the U.S. Army working together to make things better. We're here at Esports Stadium, Arlington. I'm Corey Dunn. I'm joined with Jonathan O. We're heading into our last best of three of the day here at Group G. We just saw a very, very impressive UCF. We've been talking about it from Group A. Day number one, we've been talking about it for 6 days straight, about a lot of these teams, how they want to be facing off against UCF, and we saw why. They really want to have that competition. They want that challenge, and very much the same what we saw from Rascal. Rascal made the same statement. He wants to see, be able to compete against some of the top teams. He wants that challenge. He doesn't want to just be able to work through an easy bracket or anything like that. So that's something that you want to be able to hear from those that are true competitors. But let's take a look at the schedule and where we've been and where we are ending up, and that's MTU versus University of North Texas. MTU, Michigan Tech University, they won that matchup 16-5. That was on Nuke, so we'll remember that one. And then on the flip side, UCF in dominating fashion, UCF winning over Michigan Tech University, and they will advance into the playoffs. Now, North Texas versus MTU again, but this time it is a best of three. So we'll see which of these teams will advance into the playoffs. We'll find out here shortly enough. Let's go ahead and introduce these teams again. Here's Michigan Tech University. We've seen them every match of today. So that's one of the caveats to winning your very first match in a or in the three-team group. And so clean slate, Deado, Immortalize, Jello, and Hunter. Again, Deado and Jello played a very, very, very good Nuke game. And then the second game, we saw pretty across the board a little bit on Michigan Tech against UCF, but UCF really didn't give them a chance to blossom into something more.
I want to call out one thing, Corey. So the last time we saw Nuke, it was a 16-4 in favor of Georgia Tech and Pittsburgh. And that was another day where there was only 3 teams in that group. And so Georgia Tech went on to play against the VCU, in which they lost, and they were shot down to the loser side, in which they had that rematch against Pittsburgh. And they actually lost that rematch. So there was a very similar result on the first map where it was a skunk on Nuke, 16-4. We've already seen a skunk on Nuke in the favor of MTU, 16-5. So I'll be curious to see how this series lines up, as we are yet to see the bans and the maps. So that'll be a big thing there to take note. And we have yet to see the reintroduction of North Texas UNT, the Mean Green Talons.
Yeah, you got Diddley Wonkers, Joey Reflect, and Rolshax and Unk. Unk was one of those in the beginning of on Nuke, was playing pretty damn good, where he was making a lot of really good shots with the AK. We'll see if he can continue with that. But it is a team-based game, so you need all of your teammates to be able to help you out. As John requested, let's see the pick bans and where we fall. Inferno, Train were the first 2 to be banned. That brings into the choice UNT selected Overpass. Now,
surprise!
I'm curious if they believe that they're the same caliber as UCF. We'll find out. I don't think we learned a lot from MTU about how they play Overpass. I think we learned a lot about how strong UCF is. Then on the flip side of that, MTU selected Mirage. Then after that, Dust 2 was banned and Vertigo was banned, and then that left Nuke again. Interesting. The fact that UNT must really not like. Oh, well, I'm looking at the old ban list, and last time UNT did not ban Dust 2, and they ended up banning it as their second ban. That's just unusual. I'm all over the place, not understanding why Nuke ended up as an available map in this series. They banned UNT did ban Inferno last time. They banned Mirage last time. So I'm assuming Michigan Tech they might know something a little bit more about Michigan Tech. That might be their map choice. As we are already into the game here in our first map of our best of 3. MTU will be starting off on the counter-terrorist side, and they're already backtracking. That's going to be Hunter. Hunter had done a little bit of reconnaissance, and now he's going to get spotted here. Oh, he does not. The timing is he's right there now waiting on the other side of the corner here for MTU. And they've already rotated 4 players. Deado is actually right there by Sniper, so he's going to be on a quick rotate. And Hunter's just toying with Hunter. Or sorry, that was Hunk was toying with Hunter there towards long A. Now the bomb is actually, or the players are starting to head over here towards the B bomb site. I think the final action is going to be A. They're just going to mess with him here towards B first, and then they're going to execute. But be on the lookout. Hunter is flexing his position. He is advanced further, and he's going to get taken down by Rolchaks. And quickly, there it is. UNT is picking up frag after frag there, and now it's down to a 3-on-4. Jello down to 12 HP. The bomb is heading towards the A bomb site, like I mentioned. They look like they were going to be executing there in the end. As the bomb is planted, and clean slate, just wishing he could get another one, and it's just not happening as Dilly Wonker takes out 2 so far. And now Jello, the last man standing, he was impacted pretty greatly by Reflect in the B bomb site. So he's going to creep his way here towards the site. See if he can find something here as he enters in, and he's going to miss those shots. He did hit 1, but not enough. Dilly Wonker gets a 3K. To start off the pistol round. So UNT taking the first round. We'll see if they can carry that over.
They did as well on
Yep,
Nuke. They found the first few rounds for themselves, and we'll have to see if they can ride the momentum. So before we start dissecting this a little bit more, I said I was surprised by this map pick. Might have sounded sarcastic, as we've just seen Overpass a lot. But what I mean by that is I am surprised to see it as their first pick. I think UNT definitely saw something with that last match against UCF that they thought they liked their odds against, perhaps, and like the playstyle, I think, or maybe trying to exploit a weakness at that of MTU. But with that point on, we'll have to see how they're able to ride this pistol round. They're stacking now mid as MTU. They're going to bait 1 from Jello. They're going to try to see if Reflex will push any far further. As Immortal finds another pickup for themselves, and as we see the bombs going down the B site, seems like UNC's not wanting to touch that one with a 10-foot pole. They've got a feeling that something's going on, and now there you have it. The players start to disperse, Reflect. Taking some damage there, and now these MAC-10s are going to do some work against these pistols. They're going to collect some money from them for this round, and that's going to be a clean round from them. And took some damage, and Joey went down, but all these MAC-10s able to wreck in the dollars on the side of UNT, and that is a great start from them.
All right, 2-0. This is a very similar start that we saw on Nuke the first time that they met in the best of 1 in the upper bracket round. So we'll see what type of execute we see here. As it looks they're heading over here towards the B bomb site. Immortal, they've got 3 players right now playing inside of B. And the MAC-10 in the hands of Reflect is still doing work. And clean slate, oh, that's a nervous twitch that he had there. But he does get some support from his teammate, and it will get traded quickly after. And so now it's down to a 3-on-3. Immortal's got an angle. He's trying to watch for the exits out of the bomb site, but Unk supporting his teammate. Dedo and Jello are now over by Graffiti, working their way in towards this entry. And great job by Jello, and a quick there one from Dedo, and Dedo continues the rain there. And the bomb will get defused. They're going to go ahead and see if they can pick up themselves a weapon. He's going to ask, hey, do you want this AK? He says, no, I got one of my own. And so right there you have it, MTU having a really good retake on that B bomb site and picking up their first round 2-1.
And this is a player we're going to have to keep our eyes on, is Dedo. We saw him come absolutely alive on Nuke from the B bomb site at Ramp. And he was the Impact player, so if he starts to see some success early on here, that can spell an exit out of this tournament from UNC, as this is the lower bracket finals. Not to get too far ahead of ourselves, it's only round 4, as we're seeing guns from both teams now being pulled out. Dedo has found himself in connector at a good position, suspects the flash, and it's suspects 2 as he takes them both down. It's the AWP. And Rollshock's not able to find the contestant, so he finds 2 and makes his way out of there. Already a good start in this first gun round, Corey. We see the money is not good on the side of either team, really, so the more rifles that they're able to strip out of the winning team's hands will leave them essentially in the best situation as possible.
Yeah, Dedo playing aggressive in this round, having support from Jello was what allowed them to get those first 2 in the round. And Dedo is playing another tight angle inside of bathrooms. He'll be waiting. He's got a teammate that'll be joining him shortly. That's going to be Immortal. His teammate has not gotten there fast enough, but they're still toying with the idea to head over here towards the B-bomb site, which they've got 2 players. Hunter and Clean Slate are holding it down. Let's go ahead and see what they've got going on in the B-bomb site now. Hunter and Clean Slate holding this choke point, and he's going to bait that one out. Now, Hunter should have a good opportunity. He does. He picks up 2. Bomb is going to fall down the ramp right into his hands. And again, Clean Slate providing it, but Dead O on the rotate is going to pick that one up. Good crossfire. What I like about it the most is that Clean Slate basically baited the initial shot, which baited the direction, and then Hunter could side strafe right into the action.
Exactly, and that's what we mentioned on Nuke was the team play coming out from the opening of the round. We see Dedo just making it easier for his team in the 3v5 from the get-go. There's that rotation there, and that's the 3rd kill for him. We saw great teamwork on Nuke, and now we're seeing it again here on Overpass. As we saw there at the end, where there was only 1 player left, sure, they knew where the bomb and the player was at, but it was pretty much a perfect collapse onto him, and he had so many angles to watch, so many different crossfires he had to have in mind. Ultimately too much as we see a tied up match now as a reset on the board of UNT. They've only got a few pistols to their name. Joey's the only one with armor, so these AKs are absolutely going to tear them to pieces. As we see now.
It's a deep smoke, and we pulled away right whenever the action was about to happen. And they've already made their way into the site. You've got a couple players there holding it down. And they are going to get smoked off, so they have some time, but Dedo might get caught off guard here while playing with his utility. And he's still backpedaling, and he's still causing damage. He's down to 25 HP. He's got, of course, also one of his other teammates are down to 3, and Jello's here to support. But he's really close quarters, and he's right around the corner to, that was Diddley Wonker. Down to a 2-on-2. Immortalized is here on the staircase. He's waiting for his teammate to hurry up and get there, and he's trying to see what he can do. But just on the other side is Joey. And he hears the drop there onto the staircase. And now it's left up to Clean Slate. He's trying to retake this bomb site on a 1-on-2 with an AWP. That's not the same shape as a flashbang as he tosses his pistol over the top.
Not gonna lie, it fooled me. I saw it come out. I was like, he's not looking away. So he had me going there. It's perfectly played here from Diddley Wonkers as he's.
Oh my goodness!
I was about to say he's able to find the shot, but he's can't find the AWP. He was hidden in the little rustles there. This is 3rd round on the board here for UNT. How many rounds? Do you remember how many rounds that MTU got when it was Nuke?
I did. I wrote it down.
Was it 4-3, and then it just went really heavily in favor?
Yeah, so it was, at one point, it was 4-1, because they won 10 rounds in a row.
That's what it was. Okay.
They won 10 rounds in a row in the first half. It ended up being like 13 rounds in a row in that, if you include the second half as well, because they won pistol as well. And and it causes enough damage. 15 HP now for Dedo. Hunter right around the corner. He just goes out in the open. Finds himself in the shredder.
Immortalized has got himself a gun. He's actually heard them. They won't expect him, so he can get a little bit dicey here. If he gets close enough, he can at least deal some damage. I think they might hear him coming through. No, he's a bit far away.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, is that he had to walk his way, and there it is, Rorschach's. I don't think they heard him. But they anticipated it because they had 4 players left alive. And so Rorschach says, you know what? You guys have it. I'm going to go ahead and lock this down. And he watches the flank and picks it up. So 4-2 now as UNT. They're the ones that selected this map. So, of course, I'm assuming they based it on the fact that UCF was the team that dominated them 16-5. And so far, starting to find some rounds now.
How funny it would have been if you just started running with them and they just blended in with the footsteps.
It sometimes can happen, but it's very unlikely because you're like, wait, I don't have a player to my back left. So you start to really pay attention to the surrounding of that as well. So pushing up is Jello, and Jello is going to fall.
Rorschach's here. Playing a pretty good game for himself with this AWP. Unko was getting a little too aggressive there. Had a lot of damage already to start the rounds. He got sprayed through the smoke, and now he's going to fall down as Joey's just holding off the restroom, seeing if anyone's trying to push forward, make some noise. And there's someone on the other side of this wall as he's going to molly off himself unintentionally. And Dedo finds the shot, but Dilly Wonker finds the kill. And now they will start running towards that site. There you have the Molotovs going down. That's going to catch one player into Immortalize. And it's now a 2v4 as Reflect finds the kill on the Hunter. This UNT team definitely seems like they have a little hop in their stride, Corey. It seems like they're absolutely want revenge. What did I say?
Hop in their stride.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, a little pep in the step.
Yeah. Good Lord.
I was okay with it.
Hop in their step.
We'll use it. Hop in their stride. But it's all good.
You get my point.
I wasn't lingering on it. You were.
Well, I had the opportunity to think about it.
I was just trying to support you.
Yes, thank you, Corey. As we see this. Oh, he's going to go for the defuse, actually. Oh, okay. No, he's not. He's actually going to make it completely through without anyone. Okay, I was about to say. He just wanted to run on through and see what would happen. But losing the gun at the end of the round. And Clean Slate also falling and losing his weaponry. So now MTU seems like they were lollygagging a little bit too much. When we saw the end of the round versus UCF, he shot the Zeus in the air as they ran in with dualies to try to do some damage. And you know that's a good sign that they're still having fun with these matches, but now the time to get serious as it's
Please tell me that was
Hey, remember when I said it's time to get serious?
Joey.
It's hard to get serious after you see that, but regardless, it's a pistol round. Their grenades didn't stack, and ultimately doesn't matter, and UNT will never know. Excuse me.
It's either Reflect or Unk, and I'm assuming it's probably Reflect.
If it was Reflect, then you would have.
Well, I think it was Joey who threw the bad molly earlier. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Irrelevant. Yeah,
and it seems like that missed molly at the beginning of the round was irrelevant as MTU tried the full man stack towards what is that site called? Shoot, is the playground. Thank you very much, Brain, for remembering that. It says now Unk's gonna find.
Oh, that was Unk. That was Diddlywonker.
Oh wait, how do you get that?
Right
he
there.
just got through the. Okay, yeah. I thought he was from a different side. So now Hunter. Finding himself in an impossible situation, and it's proven to be as it's getting taken down. It's 6 on the board for UNT. This is one round better than they've already done previously, and that's a timeout coming out on the side of MTU. They're going to get the guns in their hands. I want to see if they try to get the AWP. If they do that, he'll have a glass cannon. So maybe not the most recommended thing to do, but that could absolutely start getting the momentum swinging into their favor as we see an ADR of 14 on the side of Joey, but it doesn't matter because his rest of the team is absolutely picking it up. 141, 102, and 106. Now, Corey, what is something you think they're talking through in this timeout? As we've mentioned, this is a CT-sided map, and I think something to really note is that I feel sometimes they're getting too aggressive. They find one person either get taken really low or getting picked off, and that just essentially is the opening for UNT. As we see a double AWP setup coming out for the T side now. Oh, okay. Hey, look at that. I was calling it out, and Jello's got one for himself. Glass cannon style, only with the smoke grenade.
All right, so you got Dedo playing close quarters here in Connector. I'm wondering where these ops are located. So you've got Dillywonkers who is watching Monster, seeing if he's basically watching the flank, and then Rollshax is heading towards Long. Not going to run into any conflict anytime soon. And right now you also have Joey who's about to run. Oh my goodness.
Well, we saw that was the player in.
You were kidding me. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Oh goodness.
I want to see that again.
Oh my, that's funny.
I would love to see that again.
it's just contextually funny.
It just sat there.
Oh my gosh, okay, the physics or something else. All right, so anyway, I'm gonna come back. I promise.
Get it out, Corey. I'll take it from here as Corey gets his giggles out. We see Joey pushing out of the restrooms. He's going to see Immortal on one side as Immortal's poking a little too far. Now,
let's see it.
yeah, you're still feeling it, Corey. It's all right. I can take it here for you. Let's see what it continues. Oh, he actually finds the person in clean slate. And
job,
Joey, nice turn around. The grenade damage was enough to make an easy pickoff on Immortal as Hunter's got a lot to do on this bomb site as Jello is the last man standing. And he's actually making his way towards the site. He finds one on the Joey, and this is a 1v2 if he strays towards the box.
I'm dead now. Foreshadowing.
Hopefully not if you're a fan of the mean green here. It was round number 9. Could go into their favor as Joey's found himself. Oh my goodness, he saw the face and he was like, that's not real. That's just a cardboard cutout. But it proves to be real as round number 7 goes on the favor of UNT. Not working out this time. It is for MTU. Maybe it is just overpasses, not their haven. We saw absolutely getting dismantled by UCF, and like you said, that's a different situation, a completely different team. Absolutely came to play.
I think you're onto something earlier, though. There's a little bit to it. I mean, as they're going to be running directly into clashing in, Joey gets one, and Hunter he's got his backside turned, and I guess he was hoping that, in case there was a flashbang or something, but he just turned his back completely to the smoke. Smoke is not a wall. And so now, Immortal, they could come from both sides here. Dead O is actually over the door. He's waiting here for any type of exits. They're basically giving up this round. But what I was stating is that I think you were onto something earlier. In the matchup against UCF right here on Overpass, and it was not too long before we started this best-of-3 series, they ran out, they bought dualies, and they had a taser that sounded the alarm. There's this whole moment that happened, and there you go. All of the CTs are also out of that round. They end up not saving their or not doing anything after the fact, after the bomb goes off. But there's something you might be onto something with just the general morale is like, okay, all right, and then if you start losing rounds like you were, like I think at 4-2 they might have started questioning, going, all right, hey, let's come on, let's figure out something, and they're not adjusting well right now. A lot of solo fights.
Importantly about those solo fights, Corey, is a lot of lost solo fights, because when we saw that in Nuke, it was a completely different story. UNC couldn't get anything going for themselves because they would just peek corners and instantly fall down to dead O, or there's Clean Slate actually starting the round off. His team fighting the grenade onto Joey, but back to the conversation of the fights is UNC's definitely going into this series with vengeance in mind. They want to move forward in that playoff bracket. And Diddley Wonkers. Nice connections there onto Clean Slate to even up the odds.
Yeah, their shots are pretty well off right now for UNT.
Where did that grenade go?
Yes. Oh, that's so bad that now people are actually going to start to hear my real laugh. That's how bad it's gotten.
Oh, I hope the people don't need to hear my real laugh.
Yeah, Mosley. Yep.
Some people are probably too young to even understand
No,
that.
that's definitely an old reference.
Yeah. So showing your age, Corey. If you were in college, you would be a senior in more than one sense of the word, but we see a Molotov now actually going on site. Oh, goodness. Nothing quite working out here as far as the utility, but Hunter's holding it down from barrels, and he's going to be found instead of finding the opponents. His bomb is now being planted. It's a 2v3 retake. We see 2 kits in the hands of MTU.
I'd love to see like a whole replay series of all the different nades that have happened during this round, or during this game. That was a good little pop flash, though. That actually good execution of it as Reflect pushes through. But the challenge of that is you're on the defending side of this bomb as it's been planted, and you just gave yourself away out in the open, and he's going to be able to push it. Oh, the turn. And they'll be able to pick up the round. MTU finding their way here. And the reason why I say that, I mean, yes, Reflect could have gotten 2 in that sense, right? And then it would have been a different scenario. It would have been a 2-on-1 in favor of UNT. But by doing that, you're taking an absolute risk, and and of course we just saw what that risk was, right? It was a 3-on-2, and then it ended up in a 2-on-1. You left it up to just one player to be able to lock it down, and that one player had an op. So I don't think that was the right call for Reflect to push through. It was a nice little pop flash that he set up for himself. Yeah, it didn't work out for him. 8-3 now. Jello kicking off this round, taking out Unk.
And something we haven't discussed, Corey, is it might be an underlying here. It is an elimination match, so there could be some nerves coming out for both sides here. That's why we're seeing some of the utilities being whiffed, getting a little bit ahead of themselves, getting a little anxious, trying to overthink things. As you know, we've also talked about that topic throughout this whole tournament. As we're seeing now, it's a slow A positioning coming out for MTU. Bomb's still down in playground, so they'll have to go back and find that. They've got 1 minute left on the clock. No rotations coming in yet. We're actually seeing Immortalized. Oh, nice pickup there from Rolshak. Was jumping, trying to get some trying to get some eyeballs, or excuse me, trying to get some vision, and now Dead-O being found through the smoke, and Roll Shack, excuse me, is able to find the second on Dead-O, even while blinded. So that's going to open up the site. We see 3 people here. Joey revealing his position. Now his teammates coming to support. Immortal's out of the round, and ooh, there's that Hunter. Or excuse me, there's Hunter on the. Oh no, he wasn't able to find the shot at the Roll Shack. Revealing his position, and Gel's coming in. There's a smoke to meet him, and oh my goodness, they're challenging him, but the grenade's going to do it. It is a 1v1, an AWP, into both players' hands.
I see if you can bait somebody out 10 seconds now. You got to pick. This is going to be a weird battle between these 2 oppers here.
Well, it looks like Jello's actually keeping the pistol in hand. They might have called out earlier that they've done some damage to him. We saw that earlier. He said he was 1 shot, but that is a true 1 shot right there, as Roll Shack doing it for his team in that round, finding 4 kills to his name and is leading the front with 12. Oh, excuse, whoa, never mind. Reflex got 14. Holy cow. He's got 14. Wow,
yeah.
When did that happen?
Exactly. I was going to say that. He's definitely done it silently. He's basically been playing very much like an entry fragger, and so let's stay on board with Reflect. I mean, he may have been winning the fights against Dead-O because we haven't seen a lot of Dead-O in this game.
Even with that said, he's still 8-8. He's not having too bad of a game, but just needs some support from his team, as we saw Unk having all the support from his team as they take him out towards Connector and they start making their way towards Sandbags. They're going to be met by a smoke, but there is a gap. You see Diddly Wonker's trying to find what he can. Joey's pushing on through. They know that no one's at barrels, as has been Molotov. They're pushing towards the site. Immortal's able to find the first one running out. Diddly Wonker's Joey, nice hit there. And Reflects, as we see, pushing onto the side. Not able to control the spray, and it's down to Roll Shack. Roll Shack.
Roll check.
Oh, no, it's happening, Corey.
Roll checks.
It's happening. I even wrote it down in front of me. Roll Shacks. Roll Shacks.
9-4. And so UNT, this will be round number 14. So still have an op in the hands of Jello.
You know, Corey, you mentioned a blooper reel, so to speak, for the utility usage. I think I could have my own blooper reel of
we don't
not
have
being
enough.
able to pronounce names. But yeah, as you,
we don't have enough tape.
Yep, I was just about to say it before you could. But Roll Shack finding the upper on Jello there, despite Jello.
Plural.
Roll Shacks. I'm going to change the way I've spelled this out on my paper now. Thank you, Corey. He saw the heads there, was Jello. Didn't pull the trigger because he didn't quite see him, and then saw 2 of them. Got indecisive and taken out for it. Not a good start here for the beginning of round number 14 for MTU. It is 9-4 in favor of UNT. As pushing forward is Dead-O, and that's what we like to see from him, getting aggressive. But Joey's able to return the favor and get the trade for his team. And so it's left to Hunter and Immortalized on this bomb site.
Well, you got a quick flank coming in from Clean Slate. I don't know if they hear it or not. They do not. Oh, but Rollshax is actually right there. And the rotate happened from the CT side. Now you can see that Hunter is actually rotating back towards the B-bomb site. Ooh. Let's see if Moralize is going to come back and join his teammate. I'm not a big fan of whenever you leave one teammate by themselves, but he could still hold it down. He's got a good angle here. There's his first one. He's evened up the scoreboard. There's his second, and that's probably why you rely on just the one. And Hunter proving me wrong. Awesome job picking up the 3K, the 4 kills total in the round. But yeah, that was a good play by Hunter. He had a really good position. You can take a look here. He was right here. Playing in water and just working the angles properly. Good job by Hunter there.
Was the perfect angle to find. And I think if he took any longer to get that first kill, I don't think he walks away with 3, as they probably would have been able to collapse on his position, find better angles. But it happened so fast they weren't given the time to react. As now they're trying to make it just in their favor, going out B so fast that MTU can't respond. But now we see Immortalize getting out 2 and Clean Slate finding another one. We're down to a 3v2 as Clean Slate's trying to control the spray, and he does. That's the bomb going down. And now we're actually seeing the last player reflect towards Connector. So maybe he did not get the memo. And this is the final round of the half, so he absolutely has to go for it. Doesn't have to go yet, I suppose. He's still got a minute 15. That's a nice shot to start with.
He did not have to push through that smoke after the fact. But 9-6 for your first half score.
And Corey, this is a scoreline we would expect on the flip side, isn't that correct? We'd expect to see 9 for the side of CT versus that of the T side. So
traditionally speaking, correct.
We have seen that to not be true sometimes in this tournament so far, though. We saw Train being very heavily sided on the the CT side the first couple times we went around. Then after that, it seemed like it was almost a T-sided map. As we now make our way through the connector and now on to Joey's perspective, where he's holding down from restrooms. He might find 3 here if they decide to poke out.
Yeah, you see one player. Yeah, it's Rolshaks. He's got a couple players to worry about in connector. They haven't had that fight yet.
Joey's not sure where he wants to hold right now. Doesn't find anything, so he decides to fall back, and Jello's pushing his way with the bomb towards A long, being accompanied by his teammates.
Let's see if he sets up. Okay, line that up there. Look at a cloud just to the right of that leaf before you throw this set. That will then land over there. Oh, yep, there it is. All right, so Joey inside of the site. Oh, man. Clean slate. Moving his way into the bomb site. He has eliminated 2. And Deado's found himself at the bank. And they're starting to push here towards the site. And there's another one. And wow, all 5 players stay alive in this pistol round for MTU. And we'll see how fast this game flips.
That's the start. He got the pistol. We saw last time UNT's the one that walked with the pistol round. Able to find 2 rounds before MTU was able to go back with their own 2. As we saw, that round unfold as to 9-6, but Deagles on the side of UNT. Only 2 of them. As we see Reflect holding the angle here, he might be able to find 1. Oh, he's going to let him pass. That's a smart play from him. He's able to pick up 1 and puts his teammate in a position to find the second, but he does not. As Hunter is able to find 3 now as they run on through restrooms. He doesn't check for the player. He's actually just holding towards connector, and that's Rolshaks. I wrote it down. I know how to say it, but Hunter is able to find a quick one on the Diddly Wonkers, and I think Rolshaks is at this point happy to find a gun and is just going to make his way slowly out of sight as the bomb goes down. He's made some noise now. I don't think anyone's in position to hear it. Yes, he's just trying to make his way away from those terrorists and keep this weapon for himself. Now that's going to spell out round number 8 here on the board for MTU.
As Jello is going to start chasing after. He's got full health, immortal, and there it is. All right, 9-8. We'll see. Take a look at the economy for UNT. 45.50 across. You got Reflect down to 2,700 as we take another look here. Here's Hunter.
Wow, nice spray control there from Hunter. He's going to poke out from here and find 1 more for himself before being taken down. Nice quick find. He almost had the ace.
Potential. And now we see Deagles. We see all 5 of them. We got 3 players heading out here towards Party. And the nades rain in. Diddly Wonkers has to backtrack, but he only took 13 damage, though.
Just as they suspected, 2 players holding towards the restroom, and that's the smoke going down as they're pushing towards A long. With 1 player still coming through spawn, that's Immortalized, just catching up with his team. We're seeing Jello, the player in connector. He's finding about there against Joey.
Man. So like, I was curious on that angle of whether or not Hunter could actually see him getting boosted, as you see that, but that pillar was just blocking just barely. And this angle is not going to be beneficial for both of them.
And now that smoke, they know they're coming from there, and it works out in their favor. And they're actually going to still hold it despite them knowing, and it's working out greatly for them.
Wow.
As Deado is going to be the guy who cleans it up. Says that's enough of that totem pole and chops it down.
I will be corrected then. I stand corrected. I thought that we actually saw Rolshaks was actually looking towards A. And but as you said, they were triggered by the smoke that came over the top, and they both drew their attention there. So, again, I'll stand corrected on that one.
It's all right, Corey. It happens to the best of us. Being one of the best in the business, it's all right. It's all right, Corey. It happens to all of us. So Deado is left to himself. He's going to have to finish this off with the ace, but he's met by the 8K of Joey, and that's going to be guns if they can pick them up. Yes, they're able to get at least 1 8K, so that's got to feel good for UNT. They stopped the bleeding. And they stop the momentum here for the side of MTU. It's 8-10 in favor of UNT. We see a buy coming out from Jello, and the rest of his team was not on board with that, but they're going to go behind it. They want to stay on the same economic standing, and that's exactly what they'll do. We see Deagles coming in the hands of those without rifles, a Galil and an AK.
Yeah, here they come through connector right now. They've got 4 players, and you have one worrying about the flank. That is clean slate. Let's see which direction they decide to go. Is it going to be towards B? And it is. They've already pushed through the door. Now it's through the wall. If I can, I'm going to ask. I want to see how that kind of played out. Because it sounded like I just heard one bullet from Immortal. And Immortal taking down Unk.
Never count out the eco rounds, Corey.
Nope, not at all. Especially in this tournament.
Just a reminder, this isn't eco, so just getting that bomb down's a win in itself. But they're trying to get more than just the bomb. They're going to get the round, and that's 9-10.
Crazy.
What was a broken economy and a forced broken buy that came out on the side of MTU. Didn't seem like they were on board, and here's that Deagle shot you were asking for, and he's going to look, and he's going to pop. Okay, it was 2 shots.
It was 2 shots.
Still dirty, nonetheless. So that is round number 9, and I wisely think they're taking a timeout here.
MTU's taking a timeout.
I think rightfully so. They had a lot of energy going into that round. Not to ice themselves, but just to not get too ahead of themselves, as we saw. Something we were mentioning earlier is when they were getting excited towards the end of last game, running with the Zeus in there, just making sure they're keeping their emotions in check, keeping their composure. As we still, after that round, oh, excuse me, he hasn't bought yet. There we go. So he's got an AK in his hands, is immortalized. There we see on the UNT side, they've got Deagles and utility armor and only 1 kit onto Unk.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it from a different perspective. UNT, they just lost a Deagle Eco, and
our turn.
And just letting the sting last a little bit longer is another factor. But there's so many different ways to look at it. It could have been, hey, I need to go grab a glass of water as well. I mean, there's so many different scenarios that could be in play.
Yeah, it could be, hey, my mom's calling me.
Meatloaf. All right, so
I can't pause, Mom.
So let's see what we've got here. Heading into round number 20. And Rollshax is backing up there, but who is that? Who is down below? That's Joey. Joey's close quarters.
He was. Now he's out as they just find him through the push, and Jello was able to see him on the other side as Reflect trying to defuse this push where they can. And as we saw last time, Corey, we saw them smoke off connector, and they pushed through it a little aggressively, and you even said they didn't need to. And now they're trying to find their way towards Monster, and Unk's going to meet them there. He's going to find 1. That's a great shot. That's at least going to slow him down for the time being. They bump fist, and actually they bump into each other as Reflect knocks him out. And that's the trade, and this is a 2v3. They can pick up some guns here, and now
you're going for the round now. You're going for the round.
Oh, what a shot there from Rollshax, quickly finding the headshot on Dead O, and his clean slate down with what all to do. He's going to find 1, and Rollshax, the guy who found the pick, is going to find the round. So 11th on the board. Man, that one was whizzing by.
Yep, can't count out the Deagle Eco. And that's going to be the defuse, 11-9 in favor of UNT.
I wish we made a tracker at some point to see how many Deagle rounds have won. Because I feel like at this point, it's like a 50-50, if not better, for Deagle rounds to win.
Yeah, it's somewhere in that ballpark, which is
astronomical.
Just crazy. It just I think it's not necessarily about the Deagle. I mean, Rascal's Deagle, that other game was just nutty, but it's not just about the Deagle. It's the way that they approach the rounds is completely different than the way they've been approaching with actual guns, and so sometimes that shock and all, that, straight to the face, like those types of scenarios is what I think what more we're seeing. And the op didn't break the glass, and so he's down to 11 health, and now he's out of this round. And he's going to try to cover, watching over that. But look out, there's actually a player heading here from long, and Rollshack's worrying about that one. He's going to, he does get away, as he's still staying alive inside of the site, waiting for his teammates to be able to join up with him. Rollshack's holding the angle, and there comes Unk and Joey as they pick up these remaining ones here. And now the score is 12-9. John, it's been a crazy tournament, and just in group play alone. And right now, UNT, they're 4 rounds away from taking map 1. Still a long time to go, but the fact that it's even gotten to this point right now is getting a little silly.
So we see a lot of action there towards the A side. Ooh, he's trying to run away and wasn't able to get it. Shot in the back of the head by Hunter as he's found his 21st of this game. As he bonks his own head. Doesn't do it for the second time, but doesn't jump high enough. And he says, you know what, forget it. Third time is not the charm. I'm just going to walk there. These two players on the site. The other player holding from B. Takes out Dead O. Doesn't cause a rotation. He's going to hear him reloading, and he might try to chase after him now.
Well, at least he can advance in his position there. So he can help himself out even further. 60 seconds here in the round. If you're UNT, you can't overthink this. Oh, and you did. Yep. And there's the bait. That's enough of a bait. And they will get the bomb planted and put Reflect completely out of position. And that was enough. You've got Immortal who's on a long, he's got the long flank, but the bomb is planted for him for bathrooms. We see just flashbangs for UNT right now. And this is not how you get out of this bomb site.
Well, Unker begs to differ as he's finding ones on the Hunter, and he's got a little bit of a task ahead of himself, and as they both peak at the same time, great teamwork, great synergy as Immortal finds 2 to close out that round number 10. 12-10 in favor of UNT still. The money's broken, however. Oh my goodness. We haven't seen that since the second day, Corey. Look at that. I'll wait for you to see it.
It has been a while, but why? Why do we see it in Negev? I don't know. Let's go and switch over to Unk and see what he's going to do with it. Okay, yep, setting up for the spam.
And now they know. I was able to do some damage. Oh, actually, no, that's his teammate.
Yeah,
sorry, I was looking at the wrong side of the scoreboard there. Hey, it could have done damage to his teammate as Immortal finds Reflect. I was not actually expecting the Deagle to be there. He's able to capitalize on that. And he knows that Joey's going to push. A nice trade there, at least from the teammate. But Rolshak finding Hunter.
Unk on the B bomb site by himself. He's got the Negev. Let's see what he can do. He starts up the engine.
What a deep wallbang that was. Jello.
Well, he paid attention to the game with Austin.
Yeah, that was something else. As Rolshax is not really in the position to make it all the way to get the defuse, so this will be round number 11 on the board. The Negev didn't do the job. How much money do you get after getting a kill with a light machine gun?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna just assume that it's 300.
Well, that's the proper.
It's the proper assumption, but it may not be correct. I don't remember how much money he had at the end of the round. I think he had 100. So either way, I don't think that'll make too much of an impact, as we might not see that gun for the rest of the tournament. We've only seen it twice so far. That's the third time we've ever seen it, period. I'm surprised I still remember that, but I just remember it coming out and being so surprised. And I believe that was Oklahoma State on Vertigo.
Which that's not too surprising.
Yeah, that matchup ended up 16-0, not in their favor, unfortunately, as they've met their exit in the tournament on day number 2. Here we are on day number 7, as Joey and Rolshak just wave goodbye to each other as they break away. And Joey runs to the B bomb site, and he makes his way towards restrooms as Rolshak's. AWP coming out for clean slate here. As they take a slower approach to this round number 24. Seeing that smoke a lot towards the beginning of restrooms there.
Yeah, so we'll be watching out for Rolshax as well this whole round, since he's got full armor as well as a P250 and an AK. So he's fully set up. So he's trying to be an impact player in this round and see if he can get anybody that's going to be lurking about.
I'm actually surprised he hasn't given one of his teammates that P250, but...
he's got the full setup here. Now, the other interesting thing for me is that how spread out his teammates are. There's no team shooting that's really going to be happening next.
Yeah, if they get one Molotov into that barrels, he's going to force him out, but Unk's actually just going to get away from anyways. And there was that Molotov just talking about, and there's the execute. No, they're just going to wait, I guess. And okay, clean slate finds one pick onto the A-bomb site.
Which is the AK.
And that it was. So this was your player to watch, and now you can't watch him as he's...
Oh, this is perfect timing, creeping, but look out, there's another one. Oh, man. That scenario was going to pan out that way because you watch how they are rotating around, helping each other out. And so there you go, Hunter getting another one.
That is a tricky situation. Sometimes you want to be disciplined and not shoot. See what you can find, but you wait too long sometimes and you become the found.
Yeah, he wanted to get a little closer before he shot. At least that way he could put up 2 shots quickly.
Yeah, I agree with that situation. I would have played it the exact same way. USP from that long of distance can't do that much damage, but now we'll see the Deagle, and we know it can do damage, but Jello's AK is just even stronger. Now we see a tied game. We haven't seen this since it was 2-2, Corey. It's been 20 rounds since then. Round number 25. We'll see guns coming out from both sides here. This is a make or break round here from UNC. If they lose this one, the only money they'll have for themselves is a $2,900 loss bonus, or $3,400. In which case, that will have to be a nice little reset for themselves. Well, I guess they'll have a partial after that, but still not great is the point I'm getting to. Hunter's already found himself pretty aggressively pushing out some barrels, and he's going to find one on Unk. His teammate's not able to join him just yet, as they're hidden behind the utility. And Immortal pushing up, not quite checking the angle. He falls, and so does Hunter. Getting a little discombobulated now is MTU, not playing quite together, as we see one player in clean slate, not even close, but Jello deciding to take authority onto this B bomb site. Flashing out now, and they're just going to retreat as they've perhaps heard the rotation coming through.
They're toying with one another right now, but they're starting to back out. There was a rotation that happened from UNT, but they are quickly rotating back since they didn't see if an execute happened yet.
Corey, this is that kind of playstyle that you have been mentioning all through this tournament. Is the over rotates, a lot of that indecisive gameplay coming through. As it seems like we're seeing 3 players making their way to that A bomb site, and it seems like, who is that? Is that Diddley Wonkers? He's finding himself in a position to easily come back to that A site. Seems like that's the right decision so far. There's 43 seconds left on the clock, and we're seeing the bomb at connector. So MTU has a decision to make, and they have to make it soon.
Watch the bait from Jello. Oh, well, no, they're just waiting to see if any players get anxious enough to start to push up. So now they are going to go towards that A bomb site.
25 seconds, Corey.
Yeah, here you might be able to start hearing these footsteps as well. Yeah, because I think Reflect is actually close enough to hear those footsteps as they push in here to the bomb site. And close quarters, as the bomb is getting planted there. Oh, getting tagged through the wall. And will they be able to do it again? And they push out there, and Reflect is taken out. Diddley Wonkers was the one that got shot through the wall, and he'll get completed and buried 13-12.
The first time we're seeing the lead come out for MTU in this map. As they're starting to come alive towards this later bits. 26 for Roll Shax as he leads the server. Next behind him is Hunter at 24. Pretty good game from everyone all around. Haven't seen any slump performances, so to speak. Everyone's having their own games, and it's just the difference between winning one gunfight one at a time. So we see the Deagles coming out once again, and a scout in the hands of Unk. Ooh.
That was inside of bathrooms, too. Diddley Wonkers right next to his teammate. And so MTU going to play this passively. See where they can get a pick here and there. Bomb carrier is by himself right now, though. Let's see if he will regroup with his teammate in connector. And he's still by himself. There we go. That was a smart call out. He drops the bomb before he starts to execute here by himself. Joey on the other side of the corner. And here's the angle and the AD. Oh, and Joey loses that bout against Jello. Bomb.
Seems like he was expecting just one more step. He had the crosshair right where he needed it to be, and now we're seeing poking out his Unk. He's trying to do some damage to that scout, actually finding him because Reflect was coming right on around, but didn't expect that 0.
Yeah, Rolshak's by himself inside of A, or working towards A. Ooh, there's the taps that you want. Ah, but he couldn't carry it. So now 14-12. Man, MTU doing pretty good now. They want to close out the series again. This is UNT's pick. This UNT selected Overpass. And if you're just now joining us, MTU played against UCF, and they lost that on Overpass 16-5. And now we can see that UNT is lost multiple rounds in a row against MTU. And so now they're starting to get a little aggressive here. Full guns. No head armor for 4 players from UNT.
If they lose this round, that might spell the series. Excuse me, the map.
Yeah, the map.
This is a best of 3. As Joey's going to get aggressive. They're not going to expect it. He's going to see 1. He's going to see 2. That is the bomb. That's the exact opening you wanted to see on the side of UNT. That's going to shake things up quite a bit here. We see the 1 player in Immortalized still holding on to that B side. Not trying to rotate too quickly as Dead Zero is not able to find anything except for 1, and that's into Diddly Wonkers. Joey finds the trade, and
that's a good trade there.
I was just about to say, oh my goodness, finds the headshot through the wall. So Immortal making this interesting on the B bomb site. They know that it's still close to A. They don't know where it's at this point, though, as he's going to run his way over, and it's now left to a 3v2. Immortal is not living well right now on 8 HP. Any little shot will do it, as they're going to make their way out through connector. It seems like just a few moments.
Yeah, now they're questioning whether or not they want to be able to trigger this. And they both open the door. So they close the door on each other. But it's not going to make a difference as they're still pushing. But, of course, they made so much noise now because they've had to open and close the door 3 times.
You know what they say, when one door closes, another door opens as they work their way onto this B bomb site. Joey's in no man's land, not looking at the right angle, and so Reflect.
7 seconds here.
Ooh, if he gets the bomb down, that's going to help out the money as he's getting charged forward by Reflect. Nice challenge there. Suspected that he would just be sticking it, and that is 13 on the board and a must-win round coming out for UNT because look at their side of the money. They're still not going to have a great buy on some of these players, but they can at least try to drop some weaponry to assist where they can, as the other side of MTU is going to have many gun rounds coming forth.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard, too. Well, after we take another look here in this. That's some good control there now. Back into the game. Quick scoreboard action, just kind of see how many rounds in a row MTU went with.
Corey, I'm going to do a shot in the dark here and say it was 6 in a row.
Sure, let's go with that.
Because they had 8 at some point. It was a 9-6 half. And then I think they might have gone, they got the pistol somewhere along. It's either 4, I'm not sure actually.
That's why I wanted,
yeah.
That's why I wanted to see it, because I couldn't recall either.
I tried my best, and sometimes.
My assumption is 6, so.
That's all you need sometimes to try your best.
Well, no, I think it was somewhere in there. So, but MTU still fighting. They've lost 2 players in this round, and UNT looking to try to tie this one back up at 14. See, they have 3 players inside of A. You're going to start to question that as they're all just hopping around, checking their angles.
The floor is lava, and they're just trying to keep.
Still hot. Speaking of which.
Now it's actually hot. As nice find there from Diddly Wonkers. Able to take out Clean Slate. Clean Slate not able to connect. So now the AWP is in no man's land at the front of restrooms. They're going to have to continue making this hit, and Immortal is able to find 1. That's onto Joey, and that's going to cause the rotate to come on over as Deado finds his way and finds himself alone as, that's another missed shot there from Roll Shacks, though. This time is Deado. We saw he can be lethal, but not lethal enough for his team. It's now tied back up to 14-4, and yeah, that's a good call out there, Corey. Diddly Wonkers finding himself at 20-20. He sees it all in that round and is concluding it with an ace.
All right. So UNT finding their way. They brought it all the way back again as they're tied up at 14.
Whoever wins this round is heavily inclined to win round number 6, the round number 30, as the money is broken for both sides, and it's going in favor. I was just about to say it's going in favor of 1, but now they don't need to push forward, and they decide to do so. Joey taking out Jello. The bomb is in their hands, so they can hightail it on out of there. As lots of action is happening, and somehow
just a bunch of fights through smokes and what have you.
Deado finds another one.
Now Reflect doesn't need to challenge here. Does not need to challenge Sandbags. You see a quick peek there.
Not sure where that Molotov was supposed to go. It looks like it was supposed to make it towards Sandbags and just didn't quite make it, as now the utility's coming out and Reflect challenging now. He heard the smoke pull and decides to pull the trigger.
Oh, that nade. 1 minute Clean Slate was there, and the next he was gone. But now, there's Roll Shacks. And they're at map point. Just like that, UNT is now sitting at map point as we take another look there.
5 rounds.
Yep, so it's 5 rounds in a row. No, on the flip side here, you can see how they're all laid up. And so we've got Galils coming across the board, except for 1 AK for clean slate. And this is all out coming towards the B-bomb site. That smoke is going to do nothing, as now they're going to be already here inside the site. Now they've got a big conflict ahead of them as they push right on through. And just like that, UNT is already down to 2 players left. Oh, and they got the pick through the floor. And Deado goes down, and that's what you want to have happen going into these latter parts of the round. You need to even things back up. And Diddley Wonkers is able to check his corners there. And there's another one. Hunter decides to peek out in the open to challenge the Opper, who is absolutely going to be watching over the bomb site. You got 1 kit in the hands of Rawlshax. And they're both playing sandbags. I like this idea, boosting over the top, see if they can get a peek there. Anybody spots him. Headshot from Rawlshax. And the cover fire is coming in, and it's going to be Diddley Wonker. And UNT takes this round, and they take the map just like that. That should have been MTU's ground as they force their way inside of the bomb site. And then immediately after that, you saw Rawlshax shot through the floor. Then after that, he waited for the bomb planter to get away from the site, and Hunter decided to challenge it. And then you saw another op shot coming in. They tried to boost over the top, trying to get a little cheeky, and there you heard it again. Rawlshax taking another one and picking up the round 16-14 in favor of UNT over MTU. Wow, what a game there.
We still have not seen overtime. I thought we were going to see it there as the 2v4 retake, and as you mentioned it, that opening up with that first op shot there, getting the bomb and getting him through the floor was absolutely the difference maker. I don't think they necessarily needed to go for that boost, and like you said, it was a little cheeky, so they maybe gotten a little bit in their own minds of, we got to do something. They're starting to take it back, but the momentum was just far too much, and UNT having an absolutely much better showing. The thing is now, if we do see MTU winning the next map, which is their pick as we're going to Mirage, we're going to end up on Nuke, and we saw what happened last time when we went to Nuke. We still have a map to get there before that, and that is Mirage, as I mentioned. So if they play like they did last time in UNT, I think they've got a good shot at closing this one out on Mirage before that.
Yeah, last time, just before we had to break, when we saw the first best of one, and again, there's not much information off of this. I'm just trying to share any notes that I can. UNT banned Mirage. That was the 3rd map that they banned. So this is absolutely MTU. They wanted this pick, as of course this was their 2nd map pick. But they only banned Mirage late from UNT from the first time these two teams. So I don't know how much weight you put into that, but you do feel like you're in a really good scenario being UNT, because you just shut down a very tough rush. They got into the site. They were down. It was 5 versus 3. Bomb was planted, or about to get planted, and then you saw Rawlshax get another op shot there. So a lot of things that are happening, and you'll take every bit of those into play here. 16-14, map number 1 going to UNT. Map 2 coming up next here on Mirage. We'll find out, does UNT go into the double elimination bracket and joining all the other teams, or will MTU push this into a 3rd map? We'll find out after this. Learn more about Army careers in science, technology, engineering, and math at GoArmy.com. More than 150 soldier possibilities ready and waiting. We're here at the Esports Stadium, Arlington. We're in Group G. We're down to the final best-of-3 matchup, determining who's going to be the 2nd team to get into the playoff bracket here out of this group. For those that were kind of been watching Twitch chat as well, this event was supposed to be happening right behind me, and it was last weekend, not this weekend, but last weekend was when we were actually supposed to be hosting the tournament, where we had 16 teams, all confirmed. They had Airbnbs, they had hotels, they had gotten acknowledgement from their colleges and everything saying that they're going to be here, and then COVID-19 came into play. And so of course, we shifted gears as we were supposed to be able to ensure that we still hosted this tournament. We partnered with NACCS to make all things possible as well. And of course, we've also maintained and communicated with the City of Arlington to maintain our social distancing. So we've all got our masks. If you go back into our production control room as well, you'll also see our entire staff doing the same thing and keeping their distances just like we are doing here as well. So we were hopeful that we'd have the tournament. Of course, as things kind of progressed and got to where they were, we made those adjustments as it made sense. With that said, though, John, we are going to do this again in the fall, but we are going to have teams actually play here in the venue as well. So we look forward to that moment. But let's go ahead and take a look. We're here on Mirage, map number 2. UNT leads 16-14 over MTU, and we kick off the pistol round as Rolshax has got mid, as he's seen if he can have some control, but the bomb is heading over here towards the B bomb site. Actually, I checked that, I apologize. They're going through underpass towards the A bomb site. You've got one player in Palace, you've got one player that's in mid that's just providing some coverage before they get here through the connector. And Rolshax is still going to be holding this position. But, he turns towards the player in Palace, and he picks up one. Now they're going to start to be able to push here towards the A-bomb site. And Joey, who's inside of the site, he's going to get dropped by Clean Slate. And, back and forth we go. And Unk is watching the rotate. It's going to be easy for him. He peeks out wide. He had a better position from where he was at before. And the bomb is dropped there inside of CT spawn. They're going to go ahead and regroup here and see if they can be able to pick up the bomb there. Not challenged, but they do know that the B bomb site is open. And so now Dilly Walker is going to rotate back around. Oh, man, I wished we would have seen Unk hold his angle because he had a better angle where he was. And he had the bomb that could have changed this round. But MTU had a really solid pistol strat, but it's been brought back here to this point. And they're both inside of ladder room, so they're going to team shoot as best as possible. He does have a kid. Dilly Wonkers, as he's taking his time. He has to make a move. He has to pull them out now. They're going to boost over the top. I like this boost here as well. You're going to see him peek wide, and they're going to be right over the top, and he's going to just go ahead and check out and see his skin while he was trying for the defuse and just hoping that neither one of them can take him out. But MTU, with the opening pistol strat, will pick up the first round.
And this is their map pick, so I expect them to feel a little bit more comfortable onto this side than that of Overpass. With that said, they took it all the way to the distance, 16-14 for those who didn't catch it. As you see, UNT 1-0 in this series, as this is an elimination match. Loser of this will go home, with the winner advancing into the playoffs, as we see 2 players pushing pretty far forward, and actually there's 4 players there. They did not expect that, but Hunter is able to find 1, find 2 as the Scout picks him up. And now that's not all too bad. They're just trying to get these rifles out of the hands, Corey. As we've always said, that's the name of the game in round number 2 after you lose the pistol. Do damage as much as you can.
You still have, 3 players are only alive here for MTU.
Joey's like, where the heck are these rifles? I know they were shooting at us then. There's one. He's going to find the AK. He's going to pick that up. In the meantime, the bomb went down at the B bomb site. Yeah, no contention from the side of UNT. Not wanting to touch that one. They're wanting to just walk away with these rifles where they can. And they did a good amount of damage. Obviously, the bomb going down in the first round for MTU was a win. Getting the bomb site and the round is extra money in their pockets, and now getting a bomb plant and the win again is going to get them in a comfortable spot. Obviously, you don't want to lose any of those rifles, and so only losing 2 isn't all the end of the world is the point that I'm getting at. As we see the second round completing here. And UNT, let's see how they decide to invest into this round.
Let's see, we got 2 scouts here, 3 scouts now.
Well, it was a thrown over scout. Just happened so fast it looked like 3 scouts. I was just about to say 3.
It didn't refresh fast enough. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So they swapped. So there's the first scout shot by Joey. And Dilly Walker, he finds, yes, he does, through the wall. And he backtracks, retreats to his teammates. They're going to be able to provide some support, but they're still held over here towards A ramp. Immortal pushing up with Clean Slate, and they're, great job as they're trying to even this back up. And Rolshax drops down into Sandwich and finds himself 2. And now the score is 2-1.
If this series is anything like, or excuse me, if this map is anything like what that round just was, this is going to be an absolute boxing match of a round here. For both of these teams is UNC just kind of forcing their way forward. We saw Diddley Wonkers finding those first 2 picks, which opened it up and called for the rotations over to the A side. Now we see the Deagles in return.
The illegal Deagles, because we've seen some just damage caused by these Deagles. It doesn't matter what team is playing. Reflect, he had advanced so far onto Catwalk.
Yeah, the second he heard that shot, just peeking out wisely and cleanly removing Jello out of this round. Nice find there from Unk as well. So no success from these Deagles this time, as that's now the bomb, and that should be the round. But more, oh man, that is difficult to control. Is the Deagle as much as we've seen? So, now I know how you feel, Corey. You get in the middle of something, and then you just see a grenade bounce off the wall like that. It's kind of hard to regroup after that, as UNC has regrouped themselves after losing the pistol. 2-2 on the board for them. And this is going to be the first complete gun round we're seeing from both sides. Actually, not quite as we see Galil's, but it's still rifles anyways.
I'm allowed to say this, okay? I'm a UNT alum.
Okay, I'll plug my ears.
So UNT stands for is Ugly Nades Thrown. I think I can say that because I'm an old alumni.
Yes, everyone, he is a father. He's allowed to do it. He has the father jokes, yes.
Yes, yes. Yes, I'm considered a quote-unquote boomer, but I'm not.
Well.
So, but I'll take it. I think it's been funny watching some of these nades, but UNT, they're able to even this back up at 2. And so now, so Rolshax, he's gotten tagged up a little bit. I'm assuming it was probably by Hunter. And creeping through the apartments is going to be Dedo. Dedo's going to fight off with Unk in the apartments, but he's actually going to fall back now. So that was one possible interaction we may have seen. Right now you got Reflect, who's up in the ladder room. He's watching the angle down below, seeing if any player gets boosted up. They're giving it up completely. And Rolshax has got a flash out. He's going to support Diddley Wonkers here as needed. But here comes the action coming up towards A ramp. Now, this is going to be a 3-2 split coming towards the site, and Diddley Wonkers is holding it down. He is able to take down one. They've made one player. 2 players have made it 2 sandwich. Smoke over the top and gave away his position, and Rolshax is just going to work as he's, clean slate as, oh man, just like that. Great hold coming in from UNT. Diddley Wonkers was right there holding down Connector. There was a smoke grenade that was down at the base of it, which made it easier for him to pick up the frags as they decided to push through. And then they came up catwalk, or sorry, I apologize, came up A ramp. And Rolshax rotated and was able to pick them up in sandwich. So they dropped right into their own trap, and now we see them pushing here towards the B bomb site, possibly going through underpass. As they are waiting for their teammates, P250s and 2 Deagles. No body armor, nothing here. That nade is deep enough to be able to catch Dead down to 62 HP. And let's see if Unk can have a field day here. As he sprays and prays, he does pick up 3. And Reflect says, is it something like this? Yep, that's how you join the UNT crew. So now, Immortal, he's got the P250 here. Joey says, "I'm here." And yes, he picks up an AK. He's just spraying his weapon around. It is a 2-on-4 right now. Bomb is dropped over on in apartments, right where Unk was before he was taken out. And creeping up is going to be Clean Slate. He gets spotted, not tagged up yet. Again, Rolshax, this is a tough angle to play, and he does. He scopes in. You see Rolshax actually took damage before he was taken out, but Reflect jumps up on top of the white van, and now the score is 4-2. 4 rounds in a row for UNT.
That it is, Corey. I was gonna wonder when you were gonna stop talking. You took it for 2 rounds there. That was impressive. You are absolutely a professional at this, Corey. You know that?
Yeah, I just wanted to showcase what's possible.
I'm going to just take that for what it is. Not think too much about that as we see Hunter now pushing forward. He's getting ahead of the Molotov, and he's actually going to find one pick. That's not going to cause... Actually, that does cause one rotation, as it is Roll Shacks, and he says, never mind, I'm just going to stay in window, and that's exactly what he does. As Hunter smokes off that Molotov, still trying to make some noise, and oh no, Joey finds the rotation. No one was watching his back, and now they'll know that is absolutely not a B hit.
Yeah, so you got to have just a little bit of support here. Rolshax is right there. He's watching window. Now you see here's the smokes and flashes coming over here towards A, so he's going to support from jungle right now, but I believe he's smoked off. Diddlywonker's giving up his left side, and the bomb carrier, he just says, here it is, take it. It's a present. And so that was through the box. Can you do it again? Take two. How about three? Oh, it does cause some damage that time. No, actually, I apologize. That was actually Clean Slate was already hurt, and he was up in Palace. That was a quick glance. And Clean Slate is down to 10 HP, one-on-one, up on top, and Joey finishes the job. And he's going to go look around for some weapons, as he doesn't want to jump off the staircase there. He says, I think Rolshak said, you know what, I'm going to have enough money. I'll buy myself an op, keep the AK in hand. That's a better call out for it. So sometimes, you know, you don't just see there and have to buy certain weapons, because the CTs can buy an op if they want to. As he's going to keep that AK. Rolshak's been bought an M4. There's another teammate that had tons of money and bought him, and so that's how that whole situation broke down. Now the bomb carrier is going to probably head here towards underpass. He does. Joining with his teammate. You got one player on A ramp, but already advanced. Joey's pushed way up. He's checking up on top of the top side of there, and oh goodness, Reflect getting traded, and Rolshax is getting a little too comfortable as he peeks there with the AWP, and Unk has advanced. See whether or not he's going to be teaching some cooking lessons inside a kitchen or not. Nope, he's going to back out. He's going to let MTU do their own cooking. Oh, he sees his shoulder. It's a little wide, a little thick. And so now the bomb is actually going to fall back. They made the right assumption that UNT would over-rotate. The only difference is that there's going to be no immediate action, and the bomb's going to take a while to get over there towards the A bomb site, but that does take UNT out of position. And so now Diddlywonkers is starting to rotate back. There's one inside of mid, and Diddlywonker's trying to get that one inside of Palace as Jello is down to 37 HP.
Bomb still hasn't gone down yet, as we see Dedo is planting it now. 35 seconds on the clock before they do so, and Joey and Diddlywonker's finding themselves in a position in which they just want to save these rifles. They tried to save that AK last time, and they did. To your point being, saving the AK over the AWP, because they cannot buy an AK on that side for them.
Yep.
Not Valorant, where you can just buy the whichever gun you'd like.
That is a good assessment there, John.
Thanks, Corey. I decided that after not talking for the last like 4 rounds, I decided to drop some intelligence where I could. Of course, not able to live up to your puns. That was the kitchen one. That was pretty solid. As we're seeing, Diddlywalkers might find some action here at the end of round 8. He does not. So here's that opening up from Jello. We see him take 1, and we see him take 2. That gives them control over window, and there's how you saw him shooting through the kitchen and finding the 3rd player for himself and finding the 3rd round on the board. As it's 5-8 in favor of UNT. They've still got plenty of money to work through. It's going to be difficult for MTU to break that bank. They're going to have to do it through multiple rounds. Because on top of that, the loss bonus will start accruing if they're not able to do it. Or if they are able to do it, they're going to have to be battling that behind it. So here we see 3 players over to that B apartments.
Unk, you're, yeah.
I was about to say, he's going to need some bullets if they start running out at him. He's got 8 left in the clip as Diddlywonkers finds Jello towards Connector. Yeah,
Reflect wasn't even there to be able to support him in case he had to reload. But then Hunter says, I'll just give you my side. And he does that, so, and then Unk having to reload again. He needs an extended mag. Goodness. So, bombs planted inside of the B-bomb site. Diddlywonkers and Joey here for UNT on this retake. And Joey taps away He's looking for another tap. He gets spotted in the window by Immortal. And Dilly Wonker says, I'm going to try to retake this bomb site with an op. And he's going to scope in again, which will give away his position. All right, good. Oh, there's the footstep. That's going to finish this round here. Yeah. A little hard to retake with an op. Not impossible, just not easy. So 5-4. UNT still has the lead.
Still has the money as well to take note of, but maybe we'll get all the weaponry without the AWP this time. 5-4, like you said. So that B hit works this time. I think if you're Unk, you're probably going to shoot a little bit less this time. You're going to keep more bullets in the clip where you can. As is what we're seeing. He's keeping the incendiary in hand, trying to poke where he can find some information. Lots of smokes, and that's a pick towards mid. Reflex found a lot of damage. Only 2 life left on the clean slate. Joey being found by Jello, excuse me.
Oh, that catch.
And now a grenade from
Threw
downtown.
it perfectly over his shoulder, too. 2 feet were in as well before the touchdown.
That is a football reference for all your non-sports ball watching folks out there. Now I see Reflex being pushed off the window. Doesn't want to fight that. A nice poke there from Diddly Wonkers. Trying to find the fight towards Connector, and he sees it. Ooh, he didn't see the last player poking his head up there. Now it's a 2v3 retake in favor of that of MTU. Only 2 health on the clean slate, but he's got the AWP, so he doesn't have to see him for very long to make the impact. He's holding towards A ramp, and these players decide that they have no part in this round, and they've got no stake in it. It is going to be 5-5 in favor of MTU as they pick up an AK on their way out, and Clean Slate's going to make sure he gets as far away as possible. He's only got 2 life, so as little as dust goes his way, too much, he will fall. It seems like Hunter's trying to get a little bit close here. And there's that bomb site. We don't see it exploding. We do see the round concluding.
It did. It was gone. It was magnificent.
It was such a. It was the best explosion. I'm told it's the biggest one we've ever seen. But round number 11.
The biggest. It's huge.
Huge. Now we're seeing the AK and M4 in the hands of Reflect and Joey, respectively. Smoke towards Connector. There it is, landing. That one coming up from Deado. And Rolshack's not having any part of that. He just wants to get inside and see what he can find. Perhaps not expecting him to be in this position, as Hunter's going to be the first one leading the front.
This is hopeful here.
Hey, it's not hopeful enough, though, as his feet get absolutely blistered by the AK. And Jello on the flip side, finding a pick. And now he's going to run into the rifle, and there it goes. That's the M4. Plummeting to the ground as Hunter finds a quick flick, and that opens up the sight. But Joey not being contested here. He's got the P250. Does a little bit of damage. Does a little song and dance, but that's going to be the bomb site for MTU. Now we see a super wide flank coming here from Unk.
Yep.
It's the sound you make when you get hit in the back of the head, Corey.
Oh, okay. I'll go with that.
I said that because I was saying UNK and I corrected myself and I said it and I unintentionally pushed my head forward, and that's the only thing I could think about. I'm sure you all asked for that, so you're welcome.
Thanks for the play-by-play.
You are very welcome, Corey. It's the best thing I got. Remember, I've got a business degree, so that's what I'm best at is talking, because I didn't learn anything else. I see you smiling. I know you wanted to say something, so I had to beat you to it. He sees one player and, ooh, clicks a little too soon, but one bullet finds its way to the dome of Hunter. That's a win. You'll take it. You'll get the rifles out of the hands. Yes, they have a lot of money, but hey.
I like that play by Clean
Slate.
Slate.
He tried to get a gun, yeah.
I like that play. Just knowing, being aware of the round and where it's at, knowing his position, immediately hopping into position there as well, and then boom. I like that.
Trying to get himself a gun. I do agree with that. He only lost to 5-7 in the meantime. I don't remember if he had armor or not.
Well, no, it's not about what he had. It's what he was trying to get.
Right, and that's why I'm saying I agree. It was a very low investment. Whether he walked, the reward was much bigger than the risk.
Yep.
And so I absolutely agree with you on that. So that spells out round number 6 here for MTU. Round number 12 will be full gun rounds we see for both sides. Clean slate with the AWP being opposed by Rolshacks. Rolshack's holding onto that A site. He's looking down A.
Yeah, probably in Palace area is probably where he's paying attention to. Now he's going to backtrack and watch.
Well, no, we see Joey in Palace. He just jumped out of Palace.
Okay, so probably catching just a glimpse of it. Usually you see some angles there. Let's see. Just taking their time right now.
Oof. And Dedo taking a little bit too much time on that shot. He had the opening on Rolshak, but Rolshak getting on out of there. And Diddley Wonker's able to support. Oh, two quick openings on the B bomb site. That's the one in Market, and that's one by the truck, and that is going to give them the site. Now if you're UNC here, the bomb hasn't gone down, and you have one kid on the Rolshaks. You don't have money. I think you just pretty much call for the save here. Here's the interesting part. MTU, their money's looking pretty sharp. We've got 3 more rounds after this for the half. Do you hunt down these guns?
You can. It absolutely make an impact. So we'll see here. He misses the op shot. Now they're going to chase down Rolshaks. I mean, Rolshaks needs to group up with his team. Does pick up one on Catwalk. Another one over there towards Jungle as he's trying to run away. Now you're going to see some gunfire, some support from his teammates. But
look at Dedo is already making his way towards T-spawn. He's there. He's going to see 2 of them, and they are not checking for him there. He's going to find one. The no-scope doesn't come through, and that is absolutely excruciating on the side of UNC. They went for the early save, and that is a long bomb timer as they walk away with nothing.
Yeah, they kept running away from position to position. I mean, we were on board with Rolshaks the whole way. I mean, we saw how far he was running away. And the key problem to that scenario is that he was the one that alerted where they were located at for MTU. Okay, but we're going to be watching out. There's actually a push up here from the underpass, and it may actually make – Rolshak, don't you? Oh, you had a chance. You had a chance. And they actually have completely given up the B-bomb site too. Jello, yeah. Jello has advanced pretty far. He actually pushed through the smoke, and Joey didn't see it.
Jello and Joey, those have been 2 that have been constantly fighting one another. It seems like Jello's coming on top of that mostly, and now it seems like Clean Slate's going to find the opening, but oh my goodness, spraying through the cardboard is going to be enough. And now Unk had 2 kills on the site, which was an open site, and Immortal's just trying to make sense of all this nonsense
Bomb's
of what's happened.
Oh, that's a huge amount of intel right there. As he can hold this angle. Now Diddley Wonker is going to be creeping around, but there's also going to be a flank to flank. They're all chasing after one another. You're going to see Diddley Wonker come up here on the tee here as
oh, no,
Immortal.
He's not. He's going to hold the angle, and it's going to be up to Immortal now to see if he gets hit or not.
Oh, my goodness. This timing is going to be excruciating. All right, you can hear the footsteps there. He's going to change his angle. Oh, no.
That is
but
absolutely
still, you still have one player in a really good position. Pop flash over the top off the van. And there's the smoke. He's going to shoot here, and just barely misses a shot, and that's going to give up the round here. I doubt he's going to attempt to challenge it now. Immortalized. He's going to throw another little pop flash.
You say that, but he's advancing forward, and yeah, it sounds like someone on his team told him just get out of there as he turned around, threw the Molotov, and immediately books it for the T-spawn. And as you see, actually, looks like Jello was pretty far forward there. He went to window either to grab something or just get a different position, but they're not going to hunt this one down. That's number 8 on the board here for MTU. A pretty good half on the side of UNC, I will say. Is they started off looking strong in the last map. Oh, sorry, that was what I was going to say. And trying to carry some of that momentum over here.
Yes, the way that Diddley Walker's played that position, it was proper. We of course have X-ray. We know where players are located at, and he was advancing to the point where he felt safe, and so he was holding his angle. We were wanting him to push even further, and then whenever he heard the footsteps, he played that well. He just didn't make the shot. The only thing, I mean, it's different play styles because he went crouched where he was at, and which makes it a tougher headshot lane, tougher angle to play. With the deagle. But here we go. Starting off the round, and Reflect almost takes out Dedo before he's eliminated. And there's the opening into the A bomb site. Oh, wait a minute. Joey is still there. I stand corrected. And Unk was making a lot of noise, and he's right there. And he wins the bout between Unk and Hunter. And then there goes Joey. Down to a 2-on-1. They're going to start moving here. They know immediately that they smoked off over here towards Connector. Check that, mollied it. Now they smoked it. as he sprays away. There's a tiny gap in that smoke. There's the another flashbang over the top. That smoke is going to deplete here in a second.
Oh my!
He saw something as he shoots right through the smoke. And now it's down to this one-on-one. He does have a kit. He's got time. He only has a flashbang as he checks all the angles. Now he knows exactly where he's located at. And he sticks the defuse. He's not peeking it. Oh, and he catches him right before. Take a look on the top portion of your screen. Look how close that was. Wow. That was insane.
That was less than a second. That had to be.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, if you missed that shot on the side of Clean Slate, you are absolutely kicking yourself because that was close there. As we head into the round number 15, we're going to see guns for both sides at the least, and they're going to have to shake that one off and just remind themselves they still won the round. So now we're seeing a fast run out from Hunter. He might find a fit player and absolutely unprepared for that fight. Oh my gosh, the utility was out, and Hunter's broken the site wide open for his team. He's watching Mark, and he's going to find another one. He wants to head into halftime. He wants 10 on the board, as he's already found 3 in this round. And look at his team. They are still running their way over. That's how fast he got there.
Great entries all around. Full commit, full confidence, checking each angle, and just ready to mouse one. And he does it again. Can he do it for the 5th time? And he does.
Oh, my goodness.
Insane little moves there by Hunter, as, again, getting those openings. That's a big moment there. There's the first one of the round. You can see as he just continues to add them up. There's another one. And then we see later on that whenever he was in the market area.
Here's this last shot, just doink.
And think. Almost looked like a quick scope from when you're playing with other sniper rifles.
So here we go, Corey. It is 5-10 in favor of MTU as they kick off their CT side, and we're going to see a B rush here.
Yep.
No less for the side of UNT. We already see 3 players on site, 2 playing for connector and 1 onto bench. As the first pick goes down onto Dead Zero, or Dead O. The bomb has found its way on site, hasn't gone down yet. And 2 players now rotating over from the side of MTU. They're finding trades, and Clean Slate still alive. He's found himself 3, and that is a 2v2. There is a kid in the hand of Jello. He does not have armor. And here we go. The man from last time who was the hero is Hunter. He's making his way from Catwalk.
They know that one player is over by bench right now. That's Diddley Wonkers. Diddley Wonkers peeking to provide some support. And Rawlshax now, he has to play the time game. But, of course, there is a kit on the hands of
One
Jello.
shot from either player here, though. He's down to 11 health, and he's not able to find the shot. Oh, my goodness, he looked away. Thought he wasn't going to contest it again, and nicely played there from Rawlshax. Able to keep his composure and get the pistol round for UNT. If I'm correct, they've won every single pistol round.
No, that is incorrect.
Oh, that's why I said if I am correct. Good thing I stipulated that.
Yep.
Thankfully for me. So here we go. Round number 16. We see Galils, MAC-10s, and a singular AK in the hands of Reflect. Only USPs and, well, 1 Deagle and 1 P250. It's been invested here by MTU. Oh, and that's going to be enough for that to make it worth it for him. He finds 1 kill. He's going to find his back turn and doesn't keep shooting. Thought there'd be a teammate coming there perhaps, and he's going to get found now. Clean Slate had the opportunity for more.
Yeah, one up is in window right now. He's just checking his angle, see if he can cause a little damage. But here comes Unk, and you'll quickly see Immortal probably change his position after he hears, checking angles really fast.
Ran out of bullets.
He's like, oh, hey, well, at least I've got a teammate over here, right behind me. That's my buddy Reflect. He'll take care of me. So now Hunter, the LMS, and he'll be taken out through the vent. And now it's 7-10.
Good damage done, at least. They got 2 players there.
So we'll see Immortal. He's got to see what he ends up buying himself. He buys a FAMAS full nade set.
Clean Slate going with the AWP.
All right, where are you at, Clean Slate? Let's see what you got. He gets slowed down by his teammate is what he has. But the Molly's in the right position, so Hunter is going to be pushing inside of mid, and Rawlshax is waiting for it. And Hunter's actually going to backtrack. And the timing is just so real. Because now you see Rawlshax is actually as advanced. Unk likes to waste all of his bullets before the round starts.
Just got to make sure the gun works. You know, you don't want to pull the trigger and just find out it's a fault in there. As Deado is in a pretty far forward position here.
I mean, we'll see as soon as this fight is about to happen right now. Yeah, there it is. So as soon as they both can see one another, at that point, it's all latency. Who can react the fastest? And Jello right around the corner.
Jello still winning it on top of Joey there, so.
I'll reflect. Timing. There it is. Can he make a pass? He does. And Jello now dropping back to CT. And Reflect taking down Deado, but they do not know that Jello is over here in CT spawn, or do they? Reflect is going to have a really tough challenge, and he wins the fight, though. And it's going to be 10-8, still in favor of MTU. Let's see what we got. That was, of course, they bought guns in that round.
So that means they won't buy guns in this round, Corey, as we see the Deagles coming out.
All
MTU,
right.
have we seen strong eco rounds coming out from them? I feel like we saw it coming out for UNT, but I can't recall a time where MTU pulled out the Deagles of their own and had great success. Oh, that's a missed shot there from Rolshax, but oh, that's a nice shot there from Clean Slate, as I'm wondering how much damage they can do, and he's showing us, as now they're going to push onto this player on mid. It is Diddley Wonkers. He's got a big task ahead of him, and oh my goodness, I spoke so soon about these Deagles. I will never do that again. I am sorry. As Unk is going to find one, he's going to find two, and there it is. That's the round closed out. They did a good amount of damage there from UNC.
Love that spray.
Woo, that's boy.
Clean Slate wanted to prove a point.
Yeah, he heard me talking. He absolutely heard me talking. As we see the AWP coming out for Rolshax here, 9-10.
He's got the spawn for it. Let's see if what he's got here. There's a smoke coming out, and there's another smoke, and he tries to shoot through it.
Just barely.
And Unk has already made advance so far up, and he's checking every angle, pushing up here. And he takes, oh, great flash coming over by Diddley Wonkers. Oh, no, but Immortal from Catwalk. He transfers it from Reflect into Unk, and now we're down to a 3-on-3.
Yeah, despite getting caught at Cat, they've got the site now. And it's a 3v3, as you mentioned. The AWP is out of the picture. Joey finding that pick. Two players coming now from Ticket. The utility, and that Molotov.
Oh, just inside the smoke.
Yeah, that was some utility if I've ever seen it. Ooh, nice shot there by Rolshax. Immortalized now, the last one on the team to do it for himself. He saw his teammate fall, and he looks like he wants to go for it at the least. He sees one, he's got some good damage going for him, but the AWP closes him out, and there we're seeing a tie on the board. 10-10, as the money is still not in a great position here for MTU. They're going to have to settle for pistols again.
Man, we saw what happened before, but I don't think that UNT will play it the same way that they did. But now, you look at it, MTU is not going to play it the same way that they did either, as they've taken control over mid, that being UNT, and we've got 4 players stacked inside of B. Who is in Palace? I think that's Jello. No, it's Hunter. 9s and 8s look too similar on the minimap.
The zeros actually look like them too, and that's a pick from Dead. Oh, wow. Unk is out of the round. As we saw, he played Apartments on that CT side and now is no longer playing Apartments. But Joey's found himself in a great position here. Very forward on the side. He's going to call that over. But the important thing to know here, Corey, is they do not have the bomb. So as they quickly run over to find it, Joey's going to have to find all these openings. Oh, the utility, they're not going to poke it. And Joey is not going to either. They don't know about Hunter. He's going to have to be the catalyst to open up this round, and Immortal finds Joey. He sees 2 of them there, and they still don't know about Hunter. He finds 1, not able to find... Oh, wait a second. He does find 2. And now that's the round. Oh, my goodness. Eco rounds, you know, it was like 2 minutes ago when I said, hey, how do you know about the damage on MTU side for Deagles, Corey? And they're showing me. So they're answering my question in the form of a round win. And it's 11-10 on the board for MTU. They now can't afford guns, haven't quite broken the money of UNT as we see the AWP coming out once again. All players on AKs, a little bit less utility, but that is all right. They will be happy with guns.
We're going to see the players, they're attacking right away. They're trying to change the tone of this one. Tempo. And, he tries to turn on him. That was Unk.
Likes to get aggressive is Unk, and it always seems like he's running out of bullets, but the bomb this time is actually on the site. Last time we saw the 3v3 retake, it went into favor of UNT. It started with this pick on the clean slate. The AWP was taken out by Joey in this exact situation from Connector. This time it's on Reflect in the jungle. And so now we see the same situation with Immortalized and Dead Oak trying to come from Ticket Booth. But this time Immortalized finding his way, and oh my goodness, getting burned alive.
They traded each other.
Happy to take that. Now Reflect pushing his way out. Nice. Setting himself up. Throwing the basketball off of the hoop and then slam dunking it home for round number 11. Did I say the hoop? The backboard. Close enough. Round number 11 here, and we see a Negev on the side of Unk.
Yeah, you set himself up his own alley-oop.
Yeah, why would you get a Negev in this situation?
Let's find out. Let's hop on board with Unk.
I have a feeling he's going to spray window.
Unk, where are you? 2.
Ah, there we go. Oh, no, we lost him. Okay, well, he really likes playing apartments. He's going to start spraying, and there it goes. Remember how he said he likes to use his bullets, Corey? I think this is definitely the gun for him, as he's going to take a long time to get through that clip. Watch him actually be ridiculous. Oh, my gosh. You got to be kidding me. And, okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, that goes on the ground. I don't think anyone's going to be too tempted to pick that one up, but now they pick one up onto Deado, and that's going to be the B bomb site as we see Clean Slate already making his way there, and the other player coming from apartments. This is getting uncomfortable. Hit the shots. He's not able to. Both players.
I think Reflect had to come in there. Oh, he didn't win that bout. And there it is.
Oh, he's going to find the bomb. Oh, he goes down. Lucky enough, the bomb actually goes down. They do know his position, and it's left to Joey to try to save this one, which was almost a guaranteed win here for UNT. Oh, he picks up the Negev.
Yes.
He's got an opportunity. He's going to use it even.
No, he's got the deagle in his hand right now.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, he sure does. Didn't even want to. He's not. Look, his teammate's not even going to pick it up. He's going to go for the AWP and say, "Don't do that again." Unk, you might be tempted, but don't do that again.
It's an interesting tactic. I mean, spraying, trying to see if he can clear out anything that is below the window from apartments.
And it is Sunday, so spraying and praying is a viable option today as he picks up a bison.
Oh, he does have a bison.
He just likes having bullets, Corey. I don't know what to tell you, but the AWP coming out through Jello.
I'm not a big fan of reloading, so. Oh, man.
Maybe he unbound it. That's what it is.
Such odd weapons.
Once again, utility strikes again as a grenade bounces back and does nothing there on Connector. Unk, okay, trying to make up his mind. What DPI do you think he plays on? My goodness. As he's running on in, he's just going to hold the... Wow, and that works out in his favor. Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's now a 3v3 on the back of that. Hunter's finding himself into his Connector. They're going to see the barrel, but not soon enough as he's able to pick down Diddly Wonkers.
A lot of damage has been done.
Absolutely.
This is actually, that Bison would have been better scenario here.
Just about to say that. I'm glad you pointed that out. So now the AWP's poking. Ooh, he's not able to find the shot.
They've got 2 ops here. And let's see, where is this other player at? Yep, is lurking right now on Catwalk. That's Deado.
He's going to find the bomb.
Oh, roll
3,
shacks.
2, 1, and boom. There it is. The bomb goes down as well. Now it's left to Unk and his 5,000 DPI. Let's see if he has 5,000 IQ. No, he does not. He gets taken down. As round number 12, as Corey, remember we were talking about it being a boxing match, and it's starting to look like that. We've gone round for round ever since it tied up at 10.
Yeah, the challenge is as though a boxing match going back and forth on rounds doesn't work out in the favor of the counter-terrorist. So, but we will see P250 coming out for 4 players. As they're probably going to flood out here towards the bomb site, but there's Clean Slate. And there they go. And there's the bomb flying out in the open. And this is the round now. Yep. There we go. 13-12 in favor of MTU. Now we'll see some guns coming out for UNT.
It's always funny to me just watching the bomb just fly away from the team. It's like, there it goes, come back, please. But that round was a stretch anyways, as it's now 13-12.
No utility at all in that. And that would have been the perfect time to have utility, tossing out at least a smoke or anything.
Even a flash.
Yeah, just trying to get the bomb down, so.
No, Ong's finding himself pretty far forward. He's going to hear the footsteps. Oh, he actually saw him, but didn't find him. Now Hunters once again holding with that Og towards Palace. Gets taken down as Jello, and now on a flank. Didn't hear Reflector, or excuse me, Reflect, as they've now opened up this bomb site. And Corey, remember how we were saying round for round? It just seems like there was one hiccup. Oh my goodness, they don't have the bomb. It's all the way down, but they're finding themselves in a 3v1 situation. Immortalized is going to take out Roshak.
They might hear each other's footsteps. Joey's running, and it's about to be a one-on-one. Joey right around the corner. He actually saw the bomb. Immortal is on top of it. Oh, man, and now it's left up to Reflect. Oh, that is so tough. Immortal has had so many rounds that are like this. Oh, and then Reflect does his traditional crouching strafe spray from long distance. 14-12 in favor of MTU.
And they're going to force. We see the scout coming out from Reflect. Doesn't seem like his teammates necessarily agree, as they only pick up Deagles, Tech 9s, and a singular P250. At this point, they're playing for overtime, as everything in the hands of MTU to make this round in their favor.
Put that scout up front, but it's actually going to be watching the flank.
If we see here, Unk's already fired, so he doesn't have a full clip, which doesn't surprise anyone, but now they're on the site. If they're able to find some picks here, they could have made that work, but absolutely shutting it down.
Yeah, I don't understand why Reflect is actually, why he's still in T-spawn area with the scout.
Well, he also bought the scout, so some synchronization. That's not a word.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying. There's a disconnect in between
they were
them.
not synced.
Correct.
All right, we're at map point coming in here for MTU here in this best of 3.
And you see the sawed-off shotgun coming out now from Reflect, as he wasn't able to afford anything else. I almost feel like you have to do a B hit at this point with that shotgun, as it's not going to make great use anywhere else unless they decide to push into you, as he's going to make his way quickly into the underpass.
Yeah, and Dillywonkers, they're struggling right now, as he's down to 17 health. And Reflect, he's got that old sawed-off shotgun.
That's how you say it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm missing the twang in there.
It's the only way to say it.
I don't have enough iced tea to quite pronounce it like that. I'm sorry.
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea, yes, that's correct. I drink unsweet. I'm one of those people.
Un-American, I get it. Clean slate, though, as he's found one over there towards A ramp, but Unk. They try to be able to push in there. He falls right into the trap of Hunter.
Had they had the opportunity to have more teammates with him, that could have been a great opening, as the shotgun on Reflect actually evens up the odds, and he's going to swap that out for an AWP. What was the close range shotgun now becomes the long range scoped sniper. You'll be happy with that one, but you'll have 2 of them, and holy cow, Immortalized is in a great position once again to find multiple kills. He looks away, he sees the shadow, and that's 1, and that is going to be 2 of the bomb. That should be all she wrote. UNT is getting close to out of this round, as it's left to Reflect with his AWP, and 30 seconds for him to do it all. He's got to go retrieve the bomb, and we know there's a player watching him. There's a player watching Connector, and that is clean slate. He's going to wrap up the map. It's 12-16 in favor of MTU as we head into the last map of this series, Corey, and that is Nuke. And we have seen this map before where it did not end well for UNC.
Yeah.
Oh boy, they were looking better in that map, and they started to lose it towards the end. So with that in mind, I think they've had the opportunity to warm up a little bit more. They've played some more Counter-Strike. They've gotten some more confidence in themselves. They found their stride with their shots. Starting to get a little out of sync towards the end there, a little bit of disconnect, but as we head into this last map, this is when they need to reconnect to one another.
So while we head into the break, when we come back, we'll be seeing map number 3 out of this best of 3, as we are all tied. Last time these 2 teams faced off against each other in the best of 1 in the upper bracket round 1, MTU, Michigan Tech University, won that one 16-5. And they started off on the CT side. If we see MTU start on the CT side, I think that might be all she wrote already out of the gates. Now, if UNT starts off on the CT side, we'll find out. We are doing a knife round to find out that. So stay with us. Map number 3 Who will be the second team to get out of this group and make it into the double elimination bracket? We'll find out right here from Esports Stadium, Arlington. Visit GoArmy.com and learn about 150 different career opportunities available now. Esports and the U.S. Army working together to make things better. Map number 3 out of this best of 3 between UNT and Michigan Tech University. All right, so we're going to find out. We've seen this before. Nuke, MTU won that one 16-5 last time we saw Nuke. And it really looked like MTU was just the better team. And we'll see. I'm still having just these flashes of going, we saw Negev, we saw sawed-off shotgun, we saw just a series of different types of weapons, both of which got kills. So, I mean, they did their job at some point, somehow. So we'll be waiting here for the knife round since we are in the third map. You do not select your side. It was the remaining map, and so we'll see which team starts on which side based off of the knife round. I will say that I'll lean deep into this, and I don't necessarily agree with this thought, but I'm going to lean deep into it. Whoever wins the knife round wins the game.
Really?
Just for fun.
Okay.
Might as well. But I say it with confidence if MTU starts on the CT side.
Well, we've seen a different team in MTU, and that's unfortunately not for the better. And similarly, we've seen a better team of UNT as what we saw in Nuke. So I think the key matchups we're going to have to look at is Dead-O. It was absolutely lights out towards that B ramp site, playing every single angle, keeping the T's guessing on where they can go. He basically canceled B. He said, you can only play A. That's it. If you want to have any chance, you're just going to have to go A. And if he has another performance like that, I agree with you. It's going to be a very quick map. But with that said, if they do see themselves on the T side, then we'll actually have to see some strats coming out from them there because they didn't really have to put up a fight. At that point, I think they crushed the morale so much of UNT, they didn't have really much of a chance to catch up. And they've also had some time to warm up. It's been through the day. And even, got to remember, we've kept calling this out time and time throughout. MTU has played in every single series today. So this is their 5th map today as we return to Cedar Creek Nuclear Power Plant for the 2nd time today, for the 3rd time of this entire tournament. And this is marking map number 46 of the U.S. Army Presents Reload Collegiate CSGO Invitational here at Esports Stadium, Arlington.
All right. This is going to be the determining factor, as they're all kind of in a standstill. Now it's going to begin. As, let's see.
There you have it. MTU moving on into the playoff.
Let's see if they decide to start off on the CT side like they did last time.
Yes.
And
there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that they're moving on to there. And here's where we saw the day begin, and here's how we're going to see the day conclude. For the side of UNT, if you're them, you want to see the odds in your favor this time. You do not want to see the same scoreline, as that means you will be eliminated. The loser of this will go on to face, I believe, UConn. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Wow, I can't believe I remember that. But, hey, that's why I said it confidently, because sometimes you're right about it.
Yep.
And we see a very fast and confident push into the A bomb site. We see Reflect finding one towards Heaven, and it was Hunter. The next player to go down is going to be Clean Slate, also from Heaven. And he's now returning to Heaven as he's out of the match. So, Reflect is going to push out aggressively. He's going to find Immortal. It's down to 2 players. Now down to 1 player, and that's going to be the round. UNT actually getting the pistol rounds for themselves. Actually, no, they got the pistol round last time.
They did.
They got the pistol round last time. They got the 2nd round, and then everything after that was all MTU. So this is playing out exactly as we saw the first time.
Yeah,
the difference.
Time,
The absolute difference here, the name of the game that we have to keep an eye on, and we're going to mention it time and time over, is Dead0103.
Yep.
He was the reason that MTU won this map.
Yeah, they just could not get into the into ramp room at all. He held it on lock and did extremely well. And then Jello played aggressive in certain areas. Now, you mentioned it. It is a very critical point. Are they the same players that we saw on map 1, hour 1? I mean, we're now in hour 5. MTU has been playing since 1 o'clock, which was we're about to cross over into getting into the 6th hour. Now, Roll Shacks starting this round off with the Galil, taking their time, and Jello is investigating his USP. He should have been paying attention to the crosshair. And P250's out, and Joey, he's not even touched by that. So now it's left up to Deado and Clean Slate, as they're just trying to cause a little damage, and now left up to Deado. As Deado's going, oh man.
And just like we saw the first time on Nuke, 2-0 in favor of UNT. I will say this is a different looking team. We saw very quick, clean shots out of them, and we're seeing that once again. And I think we're actually seeing a little bit of a less confident MTU. Their gunfights are, I'm not going to say they don't look, they look worse in some sense. We obviously haven't seen guns from them yet, but something about them and the way they're playing seems a little bit less confident. They're not playing with that same kind of aggression and confidence that they had in that first map. But with me saying that, the guns have come out, and this is where the impact was made last time. And this is where the impact's going to happen again, as we're seeing outside smokes here from UNT. I'm not sure if we even saw this last time. They didn't use smokes very many times. They did?
Yeah, this strat was what they did over and over again on the outside.
I don't recall the smokes. I do remember them going outside a lot and then pushing through Heaven and finding players there. I remember Jello specifically planting himself under that balcony on the Heaven side and getting picked off, even trying to stop that play. So looks like they're making their way downstairs. They've actually tried to bypass the ramp entirely, going all the way around him. And look at that. He's played a position that is not ramp.
Yeah, he's allowing his teammate to watch over that instead. That's okay. And he loses that fight.
Well, if that's telling for how this map will go, this is not going to look good for MTU, as they're already on the bomb site. Reflects. He's going to poke his head out, see what he can find. He's going to see two players flanking over, and he sees one, but he can't find any. He finds two, but Joey's able to pick up two on the flip side. His team's able to call out his assist.
Yeah,
as he was all there for information, as his team's able to pick up the two that he found, and Unk claiming that MTU might be choking a little bit. And frankly, Corey, I think like we said, it comes down to the battle of attrition. Once you sit at your computer for so long, it gets a bit daunting once you see you have to play 5 games of Counter-Strike back to back to back to back to back.
That's a lot of CS. Once we get into the double elimination bracket, that changes for a little bit. You only have to play 1 best of series each day, all the way up until the last 2 days, where we do change that up because of the teams that are remaining. But wow, it's a bloodbath on the outside.
I really want to know what Unk's DPI is. He swings so fast. Ooh, that's a nice shot. They're going to know where he's at, and he's able to get... Oh, my goodness, that should not happen.
All right, and here's Unk. He's just going to not check. He didn't even check the angle to make sure. But he does time it well.
If somehow Hunter's able to get outside, there is just a supermarket of guns out there, and he's not going to be allowed to. Oh my gosh, he's even found the shot on the Joey. He's down to 14 HP. Joey misses 1 shot there, and it turns into a 1v1. He knows where guns are at. He can grab one. He had the time, but Joey closing that one out, and it's 4-0 UNT. A completely different team than what we saw last time, and Dead-O not being a factor at all. 0-4-0. Doesn't even have an assist to his name. And there we go. He has returned home. Yeah, Ramp was calling his name, and that's his game.
This is glimpses of what we saw before. I mean, we're seeing 2 ops come out. We see Dead-O now playing over towards Ramp Room. So now are we going to see a different UNT team? That's the question. Oh, look at that. They've taken over, but there's quick trades that are happening. And Jello, who is watching outside, is backtracking. Jello and Dead-O were the two players that we talked about a lot the first time that we've seen these players. So now, closing the door, going to go ahead and try to get this bomb planted in the lower bomb site.
And Dead-O must have rotated pretty far off of ramp because he hasn't even been in that position.
Oh, Jello right here.
It's going to make some noise. And
they know at least one is here now.
now the question is, what will they work together? So oh, my goodness, just finding...
Great flash from his teammate to be able to help him out.
That door opening is going to exactly paint his picture of where he's at and able to control the spray, but not able to find the second. And the roll shack, he has been doing great for his team. Had a great performance so far in this series.
Team
He's
effort
5-2 right now. And yeah, as you mentioned, in this map, it's a great team effort. As we see Deagles coming out for the side of MTU. They've got armor. At some point, I feel like they're going to just completely stack a site. And yeah, look at that. They're just going to run through B lobby and stick 3 there. Jello's going to find a lot outside. He's going to see him on top of Silo, and his head gets shaved off. He's going to call for his team to help.
Yeah, Joey lost his AK, but he does take out one before. Now we're seeing them start to push through. Diddley Wonker, he's got the bomb. He's taking a little bit to get to point A to point B. And, oh goodness, Reflect not looking at at any angle, just kind of looking at the ceiling. Luckily, he can turn and get the flick. Ooh. That again is Reflect, who is wounded right now. And smoke is going to slow things down. You've got one player that's clean slate who's coming through Mini, through Garage. And Rawshax has been able to pick up too. UNT 6-0 on a T side nuke.
Yeah, we've talked about this map, Corey. We expect that to even see as it happens, maybe upwards to 11-4 for the CT side. So
different game.
It is a completely different game, and it's a completely different mindset here for UNT. They are gunning for that last playoff spot to be taken from group number G. Number G.
Yep, that's a number.
Yes, it sure is.
Looks like a 6.
Hey, on my phone it says 5G, so that must mean something, right?
Every comment that I could share with you is too political.
Oh yeah, let's stay away from that. So let's get back into the match. Round number 7 here, as we see the AWP in the hands of Jello, and here we are. And that's how you can tell he's in his own head. Like they're defeated to some extent, so they've got to find the morale. But that's a nice pick from Jello. The reason I bring that up is because he was holding every single angle.
Oh, he was so good.
And he was so good in that position
so
right there. Just obviously it's the timing that's unfortunate, but
well, he wasn't relying on grenades either.
That was exactly what I was going to say.
Yep.
Last time we saw him in that position, he was confident in his gun instead of his utility. And so the bomb going down now on the B site, as they now know they can use that B ramp.
Yep.
To play with. So that's going to open up a slew of options here for UNT as Hunter's poking out with that AUG. Finds one on the roll shacks.
Reflect is going to open this door, then try to go down towards the vents. He needs to hurry up. He's right there. Is going to be Hunter inside of the vents with him. They know exactly where he's at. Diddley Wonkers is in a tough spot. And they'll have the time. They'll get to defuse. This will be the first round on the board for MTU. That would be 6-1. But what we're talking about is Dead-O not holding down ramp well
successfully
is going to change how more so the perspective of MTU, because beforehand on map, the first time we saw these two teams compete on nuke, Dead-O can one-man bandit. He can hold down ramp room all by himself. Now his teammates have to support him every round, and so that is going to make a huge change on how they play this tactically.
With that said, there are still more rounds to play in this half, so Dead-O can.
Jello playing aggressive with him right now. I think that's who that is. Yeah, Jello's pushing up right now.
He is.
Yep,
Oh, he's going to find the pick, and that's actually the bomb. Sure, they're going to be able to pick it up immediately, but now that gives them a little of an inclination as to where these T's are at. Now we're seeing more trades coming out as Reflect is just going to run his way in. He has the bomb and realizes, like, oh, someone else go before me.
Oh, they do.
Oh, wow, he completely baited his team there. I'm going to be honest. He ran in and says, guys, let's go. And they said, okay. And he says, all right, go kill him.
Okay, George. So UNT going to take a timeout. That's a smart call. You want to stop the bleeding early. You realize that you've got a cut. Go ahead and put a Band-Aid on it.
Yeah, and the money is also taking a cut, as we saw. They had 6 rounds in a row, and they had everything they wanted. We saw a lot of players in $10,000. You know, they didn't budget properly, and it's been some hard times that fell on their shoulders as they lost 2 in a row. And as we see, the best they're going to get is Deagles and 2 flash grenades. Let's see what Diddley Wonkers. He's got some money he can give, and his other teammates not so much. So he's going to get a Deagle. Reflects leading the server with 9 after he baits his teammates in. And we see overall throughout the scoreboard, the only real slump that we see is on, funny enough, Dead-O. He was the player to watch, and he's the player that's gone silent so far.
If they can start putting a couple rounds together, they can have support from Dead-O. But here we go. They're going to start heading over here
and
towards
let's go over to Dead-O and see where he's at. So we saw a lot of
Jello and Dead-O.
We saw him have a lot of success in this position. Like you said, he saw as many as 4 people running out, and he took all 4 of them himself. Jello's actually left him behind. Their team is showing confidence in him in this position, and it looks like if they start pushing in UNT, they're going to have to hope that that Dead-O doesn't find his stride here, as it will be a shooting range. They're biding their time. It looks like it's going to be a timed hit. Corey, what time do you think they're going to go?
Probably close to 30, maybe between 45 to 30. But it's going to be a long time. They're waiting for somebody to push.
I say at 45 seconds they're going to start.
All right.
Under or over? Quick.
I'd go under just because it's 30.
Because it's it's over. Ha! They started moving. Yep. See, they walked. It was over.
It does not.
And 45 seconds. Look at that. They're making the hit. I was exactly right. And Dead-O finds 2, and that might be enough for his team to get in position, as the bomb has now made its way towards the bomb site. There's still 1 player there, and that's Joey. He was just biding time to get that bomb down, and that's exactly what they wanted and exactly what they succeeded at.
That was the goal.
So 45 seconds on the dot. Wow.
Yep, so nobody wins.
What? I said 45 seconds.
You said over under.
But whatever. I was confident in myself, Corey. Anyways,
6-3 now.
That is correct. 6-3. So we see Dead-O finding 2 frags for himself on that site, or excuse me, on that positioning. He now has the AWP. I wonder if he'll be holding towards ramp with that. He never had that previously. The only guns we saw him use at that position was the M4 and the AUG.
Sometimes you have a crutch.
He is not going there. He's playing outside. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong. I'm looking at the wrong numbers. He's playing from B ramp.
Wait, wait a minute. Okay, Mortal taking out Joey, and that was actually through the door. I believe that was also the bomb carrier. Oh, no, they dropped it off. Sorry, but Joey being shot through the door. That's a pretty nice shot. And Diddley Wonker trying to even things back up for his team. So they're gradually just transporting the bomb little by little. They keep picking it up and dropping it and then peeking out. They don't feel confident about staying alive. And Rawshax is down to 9 HP. 2-on-4. And Unk has made his way down below, and oh my goodness, all it takes is just So Jello winning that fight, and it caused a lot of damage to Dead-O before, but this round is basically over at this point. As you can see, Rawshax is going to hold on to this AK. Nobody's decided to be pushing up yet. No one's going to try challenge him at all. 12 seconds. Oh, goodness. You don't have a lot of time. You should have went back up the ladder. But at least he dies before the the round timer ends. 6-4.
And that was what I was about to say. I was like, he keeps putting himself in a worse position.
Yep.
To lose not only his gun but all of his money. Able to get picked up, I guess. That's the silver lining with that, is that he died before the time, but 6-4
Yeah,
now for MTU. Excuse me, for UNT. As we see the Deagles come out. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that was through the door, and there's Immortal this time. Last time Immortal took out Joey. And Reflect is just playing with the door. He went ahead and closed it. There was a draft, so he wanted to close the door.
Yeah, if you're quiet enough, you can hear it.
Yeah, right now.
As it whistles on by.
It's funny because it's whistling everywhere.
That is true. And now we see the AWP in the hands of Deado, not only from Ramp. And now he's going to get pushed. He's going to find two, and they're not able to find him. They throw down the smoke, and they run at him versus running at the site. And that's going to be Clean Slate picking up Reflect. And the last player, or excuse me, there's two players left, and they are trying to push their way forward. They're in no man's land as that bomb fell down. Yeah. Hunk's not able to find anything, and it's left to Joey with an M4. He is found, and that's the AWP. Actually, the P250 is going to connect from that range. 6-5 was 6-0 in favor of UNT. And now we're starting to see the momentum go in favor of MTU. Remember, for those keeping track at home, it was 16-5 in favor of MTU to begin the day on this exact map, and the same teams playing on the same sides even. We didn't get to see a lot of the T side coming out from MTU because their CT side was so commanding. Looks like we'll see a little bit more of their T side this time around. As UNT's trying to make their way out towards the outside. Got their smokes down. We see Joey on top of Garage there.
Yeah, I think right now UNT is allowing MTU to slowly build confidence because they changed up what they were doing whenever they were winning the first 6 rounds. They're now spread across the map, and they're just basically trying to win gunfights, and then a slow execute. And then the only time they're executing on any side is whenever it's later in the whenever they're on a save round. Now, finally, they start to attack towards the A-bomb site, but it is not clear, and they will shut it down.
It was not clear at all, and it didn't seem like the strategy was necessarily clear either, as they all kind of came trickling out from the same spot, getting picked off one by one and only able to find 1 kill in return. So now the money on the side of MTU is getting very favorable, as they should have money to ride out the rest of the half.
Immortalize has had enough. He's going to be watching those, probably the squeaky door.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Yep. So there it is.
His turn.
Oh, that is disgusting from Reflect. He decided he doesn't want any of that, but he's not able to hit he finds the faster pick, but not able to find that one, and Hunter is just picking them off now. As the team's getting a little bit too aggressive, poking out one at a time through A, and the bomb is still down towards the CT side, towards the T side.
Yeah, that's back in lobby. The CTs do not know that. Rawshax. See if he can find an opening. There is no one's up here right now. And as
now there is certainly
we went
no
away
one
from
up
him.
there.
Yeah, he was right there, so we missed. But 7 rounds in a row for MTU. And this will probably be the round that UNT decides to kind of partially buy pistols, and then they'll fully attack a site, and then they'll be deterred and won't do it in the final round. They need to.
Oh no! And Reflect even buys a. We saw this last time.
Yeah, no, Reflect is. He plays a different game.
Yeah, I was about to say he's top fragging, but you've got to play with your team. It's a team game. You got to play with them, and they all just do exactly as you say. They try to go downstairs, or sorry, they try to go through the vents, through ladder, and they didn't get a smoke for themselves, and now that's the bomb, and it's left to Reflect to save this AK for 90 seconds.
Yeah, Reflects his play again. He plays his own game. We saw it there on Mirage where he had a scout. You're just wondering why.
Yeah, they're
now he's got an AK,
down.
full armor, everything as well. And he loses that bout.
Yeah, he bought that AK trying to do some damage, and he can't even find himself one. That's going to sting going into round number 15 before the half. It's 8-6 in favor of MTU, which was a 6-0, and we were hyping up the UNT squad. seems like they've lost some wind in their own sails.
I'm telling you, it's because they stopped attacking. They just stopped creating that that impact fast, and they started just trying to do a bunch of defaults. And that smoke finally blooms. Give you an idea, that's smoking over there towards the lower part of CT by window, CT window. So there you go, you see it right there. As they're taking over the outside. See, this is a little bit faster of an execute. They weren't trying to peek one at a time. They've now been working together. They're creeping up. They're trying to get some advantage here. And Hunter does not know that they're right around the corner, and his timing is difficult as he will fall to Unk. And there he goes. They've done pretty well so far. And there's another drop, and so now the score's 8-7. So they got 8 rounds in a row before UNT decided to win another one.
That they sure did. So going into the half, Corey, we talked about Dead-O being the difference maker for the CT side. And he relatively, you know, he didn't quite live up to what we saw. He was able to hold it once, finding 2 players, had the AWP, found another 2, and was able to close out the round. I wouldn't necessarily put his team on the back in the same sense we saw last time. So we're going to see a T side coming out here for MTU. As they make their way into the lobby, they're going to blow the door open. And they're immediately going to shift their focus onto the B ramp as Reflect finds the first pick onto Immortal. Unk falls back further into the site, and ooh, that's a nice pickup there from Dead-O. It's just running out. They're running out from the hub now, and that's going to find another one. As Unk's rotated a little bit too soon down there, and he's going to have to come back if they want a shot at this round.
They're challenging a lot when they don't need to. MTU had not even made it into the bomb shed yet, and they were still trying to challenge and hut. And the Glock is just a lot better close quarters.
Right now it's looking like the Glock is taking over the USP. They only need one more shot on both of these players. Unk's able to find 1, he's able to find 2, and he's reloading, and oh no, that's a reload coming out from Clean Slate. He's able to not survive, and all of a sudden this is doable. It is no longer, as that's 9 on the board. That got a little frisky towards the end, but Hunter able to keep it under control.
They wouldn't have time to be able to get, but he does cause the damage.
18-8 now for Hunter as he leads the server, and that was a bomb plant and a round 1 on the pistol side for MTU. I believe they did the same exact thing when they were on Nuke, if I'm correct, Corey.
I believe so, yeah.
Bomb plant and all, as they're going to quickly make their way to B ramp again. So they say, whoa, 4 players outside. Clean Slate's going to call that out. He's going to say, I'm out of shooting range, guys. Just go get the bomb down. I'm going to find what I can. I've got a Galil. So even if they get that, not too afraid, but gets taken down by the Deagle of Reflect. They don't quite know where they're at. I'm sure they're going to hear the footsteps here shortly. And the bomb still is yet to go down, actually. There it is, Immortalized plant.
Just bait, making sure nobody was lurking or anything like that. Now they'll try again. Yeah, Hunter doesn't want to open that door. He's slightly nervous that there's somebody hanging out in there. And Unk is, he's got himself a Galil at least, and Reflect right in the corner. And he'll fall to Jello.
That's a nice Galil skin. I like that. If we saw the one in the hands of Unk, it looks like a stormtrooper. Maybe like an ice cream sandwich or something. But actually, now we're not going to see it on the more. If it was an ice cream sandwich, it's now on the ground. It's going to melt. Ants are going to get to that one. And then as MTU has gotten to this round, Hunter once again leading the front, finding 2 kills for himself. And he's going to find himself on a 20. Now as we see round 10 to UNT's 7. As this will be the first rifle round. And this is going to be telling here for the side of UNT. If they're able to bounce back, keep some rifles in these hands, and keep some money in their pockets, because they need to bounce back, or they will be eliminated here in Group G.
Yeah, we're in day number 7, John.
We absolutely are. Tomorrow will be 8 days, and that'll make a week that we've been at this. We started Monday last week in April, and that's a nice shot there from Unk, and that's 2. It's almost a follow-up on the Dead-O.
Good.
Exactly. He did the damage he needed to, and then looks like MTU is slowly making their way out now. Gonna throw some utility on over, and that might be their cue to go. They're the last 2 remaining behind the frag of Reflect. They're actually pushing forward in this Molotov. It looks like they want to try to make their way over to A, but we see Clean Slates holding that from heaven, looking down the ladder.
Yeah, they got 60 seconds left in the round, so they're going to play with it a little bit. Now they're going to spot the feet of the players, and 8 HP is Immortal.
Don't forget a dream as well.
8 HP.
And a dream. That's a good Molotov, so that's at least going to allow him the bomb to go down. Now he's got to play an interesting game here, and there it goes. Knock, knock, who's there? It's Joey.
2 bullets.
Who's Joey? Round number 8 for UNT is who that is. So 10-7. They're able to keep 3 rifles in their hands, notably picking up 2 AKs. He keeps flickering here on the bomb just to give his some time to go shopping. I stutter across the finish line there as he's stuttering across the defuse. 10-8 now, Corey. MTU.
Yeah, MTU, you can see Jello buying himself an op already. And so we'll see a gun round coming in. A Galil in the hands of Immortalized and Clean Slate. He's got himself a Deagle. Now, Clean Slate has probably been one of the few players from MTU that actually has a pretty strong Deagle. But it is going to be backed with Jello. Oh, I think you barely saw. Maybe not. Maybe not. As Joey is just hoping. Yep, and he finds himself a bomb carrier. And that was Clean Slate who had the Deagle. Now he's in a tough spot that forces him out of his position, but he's still in a good spot right now. He's got a little bit of support, and Joey challenging. He realizes that there are actually 2 players that are over here. And a shot from Jello into Dillywonker. And there's another one. Joey just continuing to contest against Hunter. And over time, if you let the Hunter continue to play with their prey, that's the result. And left up the Roll Shacks. He could come up or bomb side. This might work out for him. This could be lethal as they're currently not paying attention to it, and he spots one. As he tries to take out the bomb. He does. And can he do it? He's gotten 3 of them. He drops down below. He's in his face. Oh, so close. Oh, man. He was in the right position, and they were just filtering in one by one. He almost had that.
Holy cow, Corey. It's funny to think that if he had his knife out, the player was turned to him, he could have just fallen down and backstabbed him, and that would have been the absolute
at
coolest way to end a round.
Your game sense would have been through the roof.
Yeah, that would have been a 1 million IQ play for that. And
yeah, instead he said, "Here you go."
Well, I think if he didn't run out of bullets, he had a good shot there, but unfortunately not able to close out that round. Is dead. Only finds 1, and the Max 7 meets him there in the lobby. So that's going to give them a Galil.
Yeah, bomb carrier's trying to run away through the outside. They know that it's clear there, but they're probably making the assumption, there's a Galil, and it takes down the bomb carrier, which sorry, check that. That's actually Immortalized. Does have the bomb. I thought I saw it fall. And Hunter seeing Joey creep down the ladder. And they're going to continue to challenge here. They're trying to work together, and Clean Slate says thank you for taking it 1 step at a time. And now Unk has taken out Clean Slate. Wishful thinking. And so he'll go ahead and pick up this AWP. Goodness.
He had to do a triple take. Was that a scout or was that an AWP? I got to look at it a few times, is what he said. And now he's going to try to...
What is his sensitivity at?
That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. What if he's playing with a flight stick? You remember that thing?
A trackball or something?
Shout-outs to David Stark. He played with a legitimate flight stick, like the simulators.
Yeah, but I think he used it as for moving and strafing and everything.
No, he would shoot with it.
Oh, gosh.
He did the whole 9 yards with it. Hey, look at that. Speaking of the whole 9 yards, finding a 4K for himself is not enough. It's round number 12 on the board here for MTU. Saving AWP will feel all right as they get another Mag 7 into the hands of Reflect. Round number 21.
Yeah, the only craziest competitor, a professional competitor I've ever seen was a Quake player that used to use a trackball, and that was just crazy.
I can't even imagine how your aim could be precise with that, but hey, if you practice something enough, you can get it down. As we see, they're going down now to the B bomb site.
Yeah, you just can't beat a high DPI mouse.
Now we see the bomb in the hands of Deado, and he's going to get that down here shortly. Well, taking his time, wants to figure out what's the best angle to get this down. He's going to plant it towards double doors, and he's probably going to make his way through those. It's going to make some sound. It's not. He's just going to play the corner. Joey's going to poke out here, and Deado's going to see him and immediately start shooting. Yep, just like that. Didn't see him, but started shooting, and that's a nice find there.
Yeah, that battle's happened before, so.
Does, and that's a nice swing there from Hunter, closing out on Joey, and so seems like the team. Oh, that's two quick finds, but it's now the AWP in the hands of Rolshak. He knows where these players are at, but the problem is getting to them. If they don't peek out, and oh, that's not a good peek. It's a 1v1. He can absolutely do this. Oh my goodness, I thought he landed that.
He's just trying
so close.
He doesn't need to peek. He doesn't need to lose that op because he's not going to win the round. You already know that Hunter's going to lose the AK, so. 13-8. If you remember, in the beginning of the first half, it was 6-0. And here we are, 13-8.
2 Novas on the side of UNT. At some point, you got to just think to yourself, stop buying and just get a rifle, but trying for any extra advantage that they can at this point, and if that Nova gets a kill, which it does, that's a lot of money now, so that feels pretty decent. Reflect is still trying to push that. He's being aggressive towards Squeaky Door as Deado finds multiple. They're pushing onto the site now, and Reflect is still here. He can still do some noise with the shotgun. He hears the reloading. He should find that kill, but he does not. It's all left to Joey and his AWP. There's 2 members down to single-digit health. And he finds one of them at 100. So if he knows, ooh, I was about to find Hunter there as well, but he should have no shot in this round. And he's going to recognize that as he's just trying to find picks where he can.
The old door bait.
14-8 for MCU. We see 26 on the side of Hunter. Second behind is Clean Slate and Reflect, both with 18. The lowest is Diddly Wonkers, as his game is looking diddly bonkers this round, and he's sitting on 6. We see an AWP in the hands of Jello now. And only a Deagle in the hands of Diddly. I don't think we've seen an outside hit yet for MTU. At least it hasn't seen a successful one. As now they're waking their way there, and we see Deado being the first one to fall in this round. I'm getting very aggressive towards the stairs there. They're going to take him down, but now as they try to cross, there's no smoke, and here we go. We're on board with Diddly. Let's see what he can do with this. He sees one player rotating on over, and Reflect's able to find one outside. Clean Slate trading, and yeah, back-to-back trades here. So now all of a sudden we've got ourselves into a 1v2 with the bomb being outside. Still only a Deagle in the hands of Diddly Walker. He's, oh my goodness, down to a 1v1, and Diddly is full health. He's going to be able to pick up that M4.
Let's see if he's overthinking this one.
Well, let's see either of them overthinking this, because now he's getting aggressive into which he saw his opponent. First is just trying to get onto the site, so he's going to try and take it from heaven. Could have had the bomb site by now, but hindsight 2020, we're the observers in this sense. We're not the players, so we don't know what's going through their mind, and we don't know what's going on in the server other than what we can see. And so he's making his way to heaven. He's going to have to drop down. 20 seconds to work with. That's going to make the noise, and that's going to cause the... Oh, okay, he got a little bit nervous there. Doesn't want to make a sound, is Diddly, but now he's going to start booking his way there. He does not have a kit. And we see Immortalizes holding the angle into which exactly he's going to hear him, and he's going to have the shot lined up, and that's not going to be it. He finds his 7th on the board. And just as I call his Diddly bonkers, he's going to get the Diddly diffuse, and that's going to push it to round number 9 for UNT.
Wow. The way that he played that, he should not have been rewarded, but you have to make a shot. You have to, man, that was a good finish there. But immortalized, I mean, the way he played it as if he thought that there was going to be, he might be able to peek an angle, but then after that, he got the bomb planted.
Interesting weaponry coming out once again.
Yeah, Negev and an auto shotty.
Yep.
All right. You're only at tie point right now for the other team. Shotty from long range is hey, at least they're having fun.
Yeah, at the least, silver lining, right? So maybe some questionable decision making.
We don't know the players' histories of how long they've been playing with certain weapons and stuff, and
that is true. These could actually be their preferred weapons. You are absolutely right.
it's just different.
And there we go. We hear start shooting, and
Settled
Immortal
over.
actually getting the distraction on his teammate. It seemed like, oh my
You're kidding me.
goodness gracious.
He
Oh
gets
no,
away.
he gets away. Okay, I was about to say if he finds a 3K, and the shotgun's actually going to be the one on the other side. If he pokes through, he's going to find 2, but he doesn't want to just yet. Oh man, how close was he with that? Now he's getting shot through by the Kree. Dead, they will find the kill and putting the shotgun out of the round. Now we've got more standard weapons left in the server. The AK, the 2 M4s, one for Rollshacks and one for Diddly Wonkers. Just finds the, oh my goodness, Rollshacks. Got a little scary there, but he's able to find the kill, and Diddly Wonkers is going to get the defuse. It's 14-10 now. UNT is starting to fight back, and the money's not looking great on the side of MTU. I feel like they are. I have a feeling that a force is going to come out here.
Wouldn't need to.
No, okay, they don't
Yeah,
decide.
just get yourself to 2K. You've got you just need to focus. I share this all the time. You just need to get to tie point. Then you can focus on game point after the fact. So, but yeah, Unk has got himself a Negev again. He did pick up 2 kills in the previous round, so use the weapon that you like to play with.
Oh, it was right on the mark with that spray. Just obviously didn't realize so. None of those bullets connected, and there was a player immediately on the side, and that was immortalized. As we see, Diddly Wonkers holding on the other side with that M4. He might come into contact here with 2 players. One pushes out, shoots early, is able to find him, and the other player with the deagle is not able to connect.
Yeah, it went straight into his crosshair. All right, 3 on 5 right now, as Immortalized is trying to use this window. Still the Negev. So good. So they're currently just taking their time, and Rorschach's is he's watching the lurk. That was Jello.
I really want
Door's
Hunk
been
to get
opened,
this kill.
and
Okay,
there's the Negev.
so it is $300. So that's why I wanted him to get the kill, so I can know exactly how much money you get from that.
Bomb's heading down towards the lower bomb side. He's got 4 players that are going up against him, and Reflect is taking his time. Now they will get him right before he gets the bomb planted, so we will not add to their bank. We will see a gun round here, 14-11 now.
I'm surprised there hasn't been a timeout called. We've seen both of these teams utilize them in the past rounds, and I suppose not wanting to do that here, wanting to play with the flow of the match. We've discussed that a little bit, of keeping the tempo, keeping to the pacing that you're most comfortable, as we see Joey falling down, and we see a lot of exchanges actually, and on the favoring side of MTU, only Unk and Rollshacks left alive, and there goes Unk. So now it's a 1v4, and he is playing from Garage, you see there.
Yep, watching how this round was playing out, they just challenged it. And it was just some easier shots for MTU.
Oh, that's Mini. Excuse me. I said Garage. He said Mini.
Yep. M-N. M-I-N-E. Or M-I-N-I.
M-N-E?
Yeah, it's right there.
Well, that's what I was saying. I was looking at it. I just realized I was saying Garage this whole time. Regardless, he's gonna anchor himself down on the site. Hold on to this M4, and as you mentioned, Corey, they've been playing for match point, or excuse me, they've been playing for
Tie.
15. And now they can start thinking about match point. I'd be curious to see how this this round unfolded for them, as they just seemingly won all the gunfights that they needed to take.
Well, UNT forced those gunfights, but MTU had just a better position. They had boxes to leverage. It was just easier for MTU.
Ooh, look at the money, actually. They've been forcing well, I shouldn't say forcing, but they've been investing in every single round as UNT, and now look at this. We're seeing a USP only on Unk. That has got to hurt, as they've put down everything that they
Wonkers hadn't bought yet. He's
Yeah,
trying to figure out what they were going to do. That's the only reason why we hadn't seen a weapon yet. So we do have weapons. Everybody has at least an M4 and AUG and head armor. So this time they decided not to play too aggressive. One player has advanced pretty far out there on the outside. He's made his way towards Secret. And they're still playing with this outside right now. And there's the AUG in the hands of Reflect. And Joey taking down the bomb carrier. And nice shot there by Hunter. Hunter likes this creep.
Hey, he's almost at 30. With a performance like he's having, leave him.
We are at match point for MTU right now. So they've already taken out 2 players from UNT.
It looks like Unk is wanting to contest once again, as he's going to find one, and that is Clean Slate. It is now a 3v3, as seems like he wanted to push towards lobby. He didn't find anything there. We see Deado on top of Mini.
Yeah, Deado's just watching for flanks. One on lower catwalk. They realized that the event was not opened yet. It's a smart call there. So, and that way you've got Diddley Wonkers, who's up on top. There's the bomb getting planted. Oh, he just doesn't find him in time, but he picks up 2. And Diddley Wonkers, 14 seconds left here in the round, goes ahead and tries to release this grenade, but he's actually going to be coming up for the other double doors. And that's going to take that round. And UNT staying alive. 15-12, and see, they didn't play aggressive. They won gunfights. They just that's how you play the CT side. You don't have to force the hand. So MTU, we're again in Group G, lower bracket finals. Whichever team wins this will advance into the playoffs and will be facing off against UConn.
We're seeing Jello only on the P250, as we see an AWP in the hands of Clean Slate.
Slow and steady. And here comes, it looks like they're heading over here towards the ramp room. Inside a ramp was Diddley Wonkers. He's going to eliminate it by Hunter. And looks like they might be toying with the idea of ramping around towards ladder. That is, looks like it is the case. The bomb carrier's leading the charge as well. That's Jello. They're taking their time. This could be a conflict, as there's Joey, and over on top is going to be Rawlshax. As Rawlshax is trying to stay alive, he does, but there was action happening where Immortal was able to take down Reflect. Rawlshax is backed out of that position, and there goes Immortal. Bomb is dropped at the bottom of ladder, and here comes Unk up the top. He's got this Negev, and he's going to, oh goodness, the timing here. And the peek, and the Clean Slate will win that one. Clean Slate peeking up on top, and he gets the flick onto Rawlshax, and that's going to do it. MTU 16, UNT 12, and so MTU will win this best of 3. Wow, we took a long time to get there.
We did, and we went much further than we thought we would see, Corey, especially with the way that the half turned out. It was 8-7 at the half. We expected a much more one-sided map. It finished with the same conclusion, but a better scoreline, so good performances across the board for MTU. Notably behind Hunter, I believe he finished that with around 30. Didn't quite catch the number. He was at 29, I think 2 rounds ago, so we were close. But UNT is now being sent home, and the lone representative from Group G. So sorry about that, Corey. You'll have to catch up with the Mean Green next time.
Yeah, I mean, it was some fun games to watch. I mean, we saw a very creative We saw Negevs. We saw a Soldov. We saw a Otto.
The Bison.
We saw a Bison. I saw a variety of weapons.
We did not see the revolver.
We did not see the revolver. We did not have an Ovnish from the UTD JV team. All right, so MTU taking this one, and they will be advancing. Now they'll be facing off against UConn. That will begin on May 5th. That is the double elimination playoff bracket. Gosh, goodness gracious, we are 2 days away from that.
I was just about to say tomorrow. We've been saying May 5th, May 5th, May 5th.
Ooh.
Tomorrow we're going to start saying tomorrow begins our playoff bracket.
That's insane. Oh, man, it's we've watched a lot. We are now down to our 4 remaining teams, and that's in Group H. So we've gone through. We've actually watched 24 different teams decide their fate, whether they went into the playoff bracket or not. So we've got 14 teams that are now in the double elimination bracket, and we've got also a lot of teams that have been sent home too.
We have, for every team that we've seen go forward, we've seen 2 teams fall, with the exception of 4 of those brackets, where we only saw 3 of them, in which the top seed had their buys. And Corey, we have seen 46 matches of Counter-Strike today. Not today. Okay, excuse me, not today. We've seen 46 maps throughout this tournament. So we are definitely clocking in the hours.
Yeah, 46 maps that led to this upper bracket that you're going to see here. This is how it played out. RMU is now the only team, or is one of the 2 teams that are waiting to see who they're going to be playing off against from Group H. But it has been decided UConn will face off against Michigan Tech University. And that's what we just found out. VCU will face off against Drexel. Kennesaw versus Purdue. Rochester versus University of Alabama of Huntsville. And then on the flip side, Northeastern will face off against Pitt. And then you've got University of Central Florida versus Miami University of Ohio. And then last but not least, St. Clair College is waiting for the team that places first in Group H. All right, so we've seen some really fun action today, but this is the first that we've seen this happen yet. We've actually got Hunter, who will be joining us now. Hunter, I want to share something. I want to shed some light on you. This is the first time. We've had 3 other groups that only had 3 teams in it, where a team has actually gone in. They won their first matchup. They had to face off against the first place team that had a bye, and then they went down to the best of 3 and they got eliminated. But you guys have broke the curse. Congratulations on now advancing into the playoffs.
Yeah, thank you. It was a tough game, tough matchup. But I'm glad we pulled through.
So one of the things I'm going to call out already, because I know it's probably a question, I did not ask you to wear a U.S. Army hat. It's all coincidental in this case, so thank you for supporting our sponsors as well. So I have to lead with that question. So why are you wearing a U.S. Army hat?
My brother actually is going to be in the Army. That's why I'm have it on.
I love it. That's awesome to hear. So Hunter, you had some really good games going through that best of 3, but let's go ahead and backtrack to the very beginning. You guys started off extremely strong against UNT, where you won on Nuke 16-5. Kind of talk us through. I mean, you've played a lot of games. I mean, you've been on our stream from the very get-go. We've been with you from the first moment, from the first break. So talk us about what happened in that first matchup on Nuke.
That first matchup was a little tough. We started off, we lost pistol, we lost like the first 4 after that. We were a little disheartened, but we ended up coming back. We figured out how to adjust to their play style and kind of like give them outside. When we just ended up hitting our shots, and it worked out good.
Yeah, you won 10 rounds in a row in that first half, which is awesome to see. Then you ended up winning at 16-5. So. It definitely 2 different types of storylines, including as we went into our final map there on Nuke. It felt very much the same, where UNT started off the game 6-0 against you guys. Kind of talk us through how did you guys shift your mindset to start to pick up rounds? It was the CT side, but how did you change things up?
Yeah, we were in our heads a little bit. They were hitting their shots. They were hitting some really nice shots. Just outplaying us outside. And we finally figured out how to adjust to that and like kind of give it up more and just out-strategize.
Well, let's talk a little bit real fast about the matchup that you had against UCF. I mean, they're a top tier team in this tournament. How was it going up against those guys? What are some of the lessons that you learned that you're going to apply once you're in the playoff bracket?
Yeah, that was a really tough team. We knew it was going to be like one of our hardest games for sure. And one thing that we definitely learned from that is we gotta play our game. We can't get too scared when we know they're going to be a good team. And just make sure, yeah, we're hitting our shots and keeping to our strategies.
Yeah, that leads into my next question is talking about you're going into the playoff bracket. You're going to be facing off against UConn. What information, if any, that you have about that team?
Oh, I have no info on UConn actually,
Well,
but it's going to be a tough game.
yeah, so they, of course, they come out as the top seed out of their group, and so we'll see how well you guys play against them on goodness 2 days from now. So May 5th, we've been talking about it both John and I. This is our 7th day of commentary, watching all these different groups. So it's been a lot of fun watching all these matches, though. John, I'll let you ask a couple questions, and then I'll kind of wrap things up here.
So, Hunter, one main question I have for you is what were your team's reactions when you saw the Negev, the Bison, the Assault Shotgun, just basically the whole inventory that CSGO has to offer come out to play? What were your thoughts when you saw those coming out?
We were laughing a bit. We were like, "Wow, okay, they're pulling out the joke weapons, trying to BM us a little bit." But we just kept our composure, just played well against them, and yeah, it worked.
And so one of my second questions is still on the kind of the lighthearted side. When you were playing against UCF on Overpass, on the last map, we saw all of your teammates buy dualies, and someone actually was walking in, I believe it might have been you, with a Zeus and then shot it in the air. Was that as like your siren is like, here we are?
Yeah, we just wanted to ring the dinner bell, let them know we're coming. We just want to go out strong.
Yeah, well, go out with a flare there at the end. John, anything else?
Well, and then the last thing I was going to ask is Corey always kind of brings this up, but as you said, you don't have much information about UConn. That is going to be your matchup, but are there any other teams that you're keeping an eye on in this playoff bracket?
Not really. I haven't really looked at any other teams yet, but it's going to be tough.
Yeah, no worries on that, Hunter. It's one step at a time. You focus on what's in front of you. So,
had to think about today before you can make it to tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
Yeah.
Hunter, you have any shout-outs or comments that you want to share with the stream?
Oh, can I tell a dad joke?
You absolutely can.
Yes, I'm going to get my pen and paper ready.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
You can share it. Go ahead.
What's a dog's favorite breakfast?
I don't know. What is it?
Woofles.
Oh, the old woofles.
I'm not writing that down.
All right. Okay. All right.
You can
So
take that one,
I'm
Corey.
going to tell my daughter about that. She's only a year and a half old, so let's see if she laughs at that one. Well, no, that's good stuff. Well, appreciate you, Hunter. Yeah, we look forward to seeing what you guys can be able to do. You only have a day of rest before you hop into the double elimination playoff bracket. But again, best of luck to you and your team. Congratulations again for making it into the playoff bracket. Hunter, have a good one. We appreciate you. Thank you. All right, so that wraps up Group G. So Group G, 7 days of Counter-Strike, which leaves us to one more group. That's Group H. But, man, it has been a fun time here. We've seen so many different types of teams. We've seen some teams that are hyper-professional. We've seen some teams that joke around. We've seen some teams that, they've been thrown together. We've seen other teams that have ridiculous strats and some awesome smokes. And we've seen the whole gamut of what Counter-Strike has to offer, and I'm still interested what we'll see in store that has for Group H. And so tomorrow for Group H, it shapes up like this. So before we actually had seen University of Texas at Dallas, the JV team, but this time we're going to see the A team coming out here for UTD. They'll be facing off against FGCU. That will be our first matchup of the day on May 4th. That is tomorrow at noon. That is Central Time. And then following up after that, we've got Kansas State versus University of Texas of Arlington. Of course, UTA is just down the road from us. So we've actually had UTA, a variety of different types of teams, whether it's the Rocket League team or a League of Legends teams, what have you, all the different shapes and sizes of all the teams have actually played in our team rooms. They've boot camped, they've trained. So we'll see how well they play against Kansas State, and that will be at 1 o'clock. But it is our final day of groups. John, what do you think about this bracket before we wrap up tonight?
I'm just going to make a small little comment here. As looking at UTD and FGCU, I went to UTD, and I was part of the fighting game community, also abbreviated to FGC. So that's a John O bracket right there, is what I'm going to call it. But tomorrow I'm excited to see how the team plays. They are I think the number 7 seed as we go into that bracket. So I've got high hopes for them. I would like to see them move on. As you saw your alumni fall, I hope that one of them can make it through. As Kansas State and UTA we see on the lower side. Well, like you said, down the street we can see how well they've been performing. They've been using our team rooms, as you always mentioned. They've actually even performed on our stage.
Yep.
So we'll have to see how much of that experience will transfer on to this tournament.
So there you have it. That's going to be your Group H, and that's what we'll be jumping into tomorrow. We've had a lot of great Counter-Strike here. John, it's been fun. We've got one more day of group play before we dive deep into the double elimination playoff bracket. So thank you all who've been tuning in each and every day, and we'll see who is actually going to make it in the last 2 slots in the playoff bracket. We'll find that out tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Take a look at all the highlights from today. It's been a full gamut of it.